Hi, all you patient people. Thanks for waiting to hang out with us here on Bless You,
Bless
Furious Fate, which is going to cover the aftermath of what your players do to your campaigns. Mostly from our campaign, Fury's Reach, from before, in which Satine had freedom of adventure, right, Kyle?
Yes.
Freedom of adventure, and then mine was the map to ruin, and ruin they did. All of them, everything. And
Look, some stuff was not our fault.
Some
That's
stuff
right.
was ruined by other people.
Some stuff was ruined by you,
Not me personally,
by y'all.
but we did. We did ruin a few
Anyway.
We
things.
nurtured that stuff.
it was fun. I mean, like, do you guys, what did you guys think, the three of you that were here? Hi, Kim.
Hi.
With the other three of you. This is Kim.
Hi, Kim.
More on that later.
Yeah. News 11. What did you guys think about having the stuff move back and forth and weave? Kyle wasn't able to make our question and answer session. Not mine.
Not yours. I
Yeah.
made the other ones.
I mean, yeah, we talked about it a little bit on the like post-mortem, but I thought it was cool because you were always questioning, like, is this a thing that happened in the other game, or is this a thing that like was just going to happen regardless? And it was really cool, I think, after the shows were over, finding out that certain things were absolutely them.
We did all kinds of things. and
So
did
many
you
things. And
guys.
so did, you know what? So did we.
You did.
That is fair.
I guess we did kind of do some things.
Yeah, I liked having the two shows going at the same time.
Yeah, I'd never played a game like that before. I thought it was really awesome.
So we're still kind of doing that. However, the all-girl bard band called Sirens of the Realms will be a little bit looser because they're going to be further away.
Right.
But for instance, anybody that was watching last night saw that Kim's group, or that Kim was there, and that she is actually the captain of the ship that will end up basically just like ferrying them back to the land.
Acting captain.
They know that.
Yes.
She was giving me the whole like, it's
Don't
like,
tell
you
them
already,
she's on the
that's what you
ship.
had at the end of the show.
Amina's-
Oh, sorry.
Amina's captain.
That's not how Kim made it sound.
Well, sorceresses always assume things.
Awkward.
What'd you break?
Whatever, don't worry
I
about
didn't
it.
do nothing.
No, I assume
Is
it
this
was one
how
of
this
your
is
tracks.
going to be?
We just ruined a light.
These are okay. No, it's fine.
It's cool.
Yes, the camera is far more important. Let's not do that. So we'll go ahead and get started, but first, let's introduce ourselves. Why don't we start? I'm going to leave Kim till last.
Oh.
Because you're precious and
You're
new
new.
fun.
We
Yeah.
haven't-
Okay.
You're a
you-
surprise.
Everybody knows us.
Yeah. So why don't you start over there and tell people who it is?
Hi, I'm Kyle Vogt, and I'm playing Captain Rodriguez.
Hello. I am Dodger, and I'm playing Reef.
Hey, I'm Sig, and I'm playing Lapad.
All right, and?
I'm Kim. I'm playing a new character. The whole name?
No.
Just added. That's her name.
Yeah. So why don't you tell them a little bit about your character real fast? We've got, this is the intro. This is the premiere, so they need a little bit of story catch up before we jump in.
So, previously amongst our adventures,
And do it just from you. Don't do it from.
Yes. I was the captain of a ship that got branded as pirates due to an unforgettable and unforeseeable circumstance involving a young lady. So we came to the island of Chult in order to get a large gem to pay off the debt so they would not declare us pirates anymore. And unfortunately, during the process, we failed to get this item, and so we took what little bits were left of the gem and sent it back with a request that the crew be pardoned while I am left as a pirate in exile on the island until I have a chance to go and get my ship back.
I am Reef Ambrose Wilder. I am technically a rogue in D&D terms, but I'm an adventurer. There's a series of books that are all about me, written by my lovely brother, who used to be my adventuring partner. I went off on a journey all by myself to look for the exact same gem that they were after. That was actually called the Pulse of Chult. I wanted it because it is there's a lot of power involved and bad people had it and really nobody should have it, and I was on this like justice quest, right? But I got kidnapped. My brother got the map and knew that I was in danger and came to rescue me. And when they all went back after we also got a piece of this gem, they went back and I stayed because it's boring back home. So I decided to stay in Chult because there's so much of Chult still to see and more adventures to have. So that's who I am.
The pad.
So I'm Lepad, green grung, lowest in the social order of grung. But I'm one of the few grung that can read, so I always read Johann Wielder's books, which is her brother, and came upon them in the forest, and then decided to travel with them and show him that the grung are pretty awesome, and insisted that he write a book about me and the grung. And I had to keep him alive because until he could do that.
To make sure he could
Yeah.
write the book.
And and at the end he got on a boat and left, and I was sad. And we saved a sack of red grung eggs that still hadn't done anything with it, so I left to go return those to a village. But for reasons that haven't been revealed, I didn't go back to my own. I'm just kind of wistfully wandering, maybe.
But when you say reasons that haven't been revealed, you don't mean by me.
Yeah.
You do?
No.
Yes.
Okay, because
No.
yeah could be
Yeah.
a lot of things there.
No, I mean,
Yeah, no.
it never got
yeah.
brought up in the story. And, you know,
Okay.
So I figured maybe that might, I don't know, maybe it will this time. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then why don't you tell people a little bit about your who you are and your
The whole thing?
no, a little bit.
A little
like
No.
like
Consolidate.
No.
Like
we only have
two or
3
three
hours.
sentences.
I'm a newcomer to this continent.
You are what race?
I'm a Triton, so I'm from the deep sea, and I've never been here before.
You're a
Well,
fish priesthood.
Well,
Yes.
I've visited a little bit on the shore,
6-ish months in the area.
but not extended amount of time. So I kind of am experiencing a lot of things, including these people, for the first time. So if you're new to this, look through my eyes.
She is also new to this.
Fish person.
No,
No?
I have 2 legs.
Yes. But you have breathing water things. and
I
scales
can
and-
breathe water and air. So I'm technically a reptile.
Jello.
Oh, no, an
Amphibian.
amphibian. That's right.
Unless you're warm-blooded.
Do you have scales?
No.
Maybe highlights?
No?
Certain edgings. Tritons are those old mer people
maybe.
from Greek mythology.
Yeah, you're not. She's not Ariel. She's not
She's not a reverse.
I'm
Ariel.
not
a
Aquaman.
reverse Ariel.
I'm not.
It's, you remember Aquaman? Yes, it's very
much-
close to
very much
Aquaman, just blue.
Aquaman-y.
But,
Very
you know,
close to Aquaman, just blue.
Like if the Na'vi lived under the sea
Okay.
and
so
were
like-
like very
and weren't
civilized and
70 feet tall or whatever.
And like
Kind of
normal
like the
size.
Marvel comic books Atlanteans, the blue skin and breathing waters and stuff.
Yes.
sure. Yes?
Cool.
We're in that ballpark.
Confident.
I
Okay.
think everybody can Google it
Google.
if they
There's
need to see a
lot-
picture.
All the images look so different from each other in Google.
Just like
That's,
people.
which is why I'm going, yes?
Just like magic.
Google Trident,
D&D.
Google
Triton,
D&D,
D&D.
and put Volos there, and you'll get the exact picture you need.
Okay.
I promise.
Some of the pictures are from Magic the Gathering if you don't
Yeah.
do that.
Some are from ancient mythology.
And some are from 3rd edition, which they look
Blue
like, they kind of look a little bit more like a blue gnome.
Yeah.
And not like a deep gnome,
Gnome.
like a light blue.
Yeah.
Like a Smurf.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Not even that dark.
And not in that
Smurfs.
cute way, more in
Yeah.
like they've got like a bulbous nose and they're kind
No.
of like hanging over a rock. And
I
like,
look
Yeah.
more humanoid.
Yeah.
yes, you're,
Yeah.
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 Cool.
You do. So for anybody else, it's the Tritons are typically a little like, I think about a little shorter, a little tall, a little taller,
Slightly taller.
slightly taller. Clearly would have a swimmer's build, and
Guys, I can breathe underwater.
are from a different plane.
Yeah.
They come from the plane of water, the elemental plane of water, and typically they would have like this kind of this feeling like they allowed things to escape from the plane of elemental water to the material plane, and so a lot of them were a good chunk of their really strong like hunters and some of their casters and stuff went through and created some like outposts, and eventually those outposts kind of grew into what's called a protectorate, and the protectorate is actually like a bunch of little states, like little baronies, that are all packed into this one little protectorate. Think like the suburbs of Atlantis.
So like a city-state.
Like city-states. Only protectorates are specifically a city-state that has a protector. So that's kind of like what's going on there. There's a reason why she is not there doing that.
Oh
Gotcha.
no! Did you get declared a pirate too?
Your
find
business,
out.
yeah.
Everybody gets declared a pirate when they're
Don't
around.
even
That
know
person
her
gets
yet.
declared. I don't know.
That seems like a poor writing choice, though. I'm just saying. To do it twice.
Back to back.
Every
would be-
time.
would be-
Every time.
yeah, back to back would be probably not the best choice.
Everyone's a pirate? Question mark.
You're a pirate. You get a pirate. Okay, so now let's get started. Let's see. We don't have a brand new intro because we're working on the next one to be a brand new intro, and there's some really awesome stuff coming for that one. Not necessarily all CGI, so you'll have to wait and see. But dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Wow,
Okay.
I can see it.
I mean, I can. So, that's as 3D as that's gonna get.
I don't know what he's drinking.
Some Monster and some water.
Okay.
Yeah, not mixed together at the same time. That would just be like watered down Monster. So, when we left, you two, you went to a bar to get some like some food in you, a little drink, have a little moment to yourself to collect yourself after you wished your brother farewell.
Right.
And he hopped on a ship, which coincidentally, that's something else I need to remember to note later for the teen. And
This dummy walked in.
yes, but what kind of money did he leave you with?
Your brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't take any money from him.
So what kind of money do you have on you?
That's such a great question.
I know, right? Bad writing?
The
No,
kind
I don't
that
have
she
to do
needs a
it.
job for.
I don't need to worry about bad writing because
You know,
you guys do it for
We
yourselves.
do
for
so
me.
much bad writing on our own.
I might not have any money.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah. And then you, sir, when you walked in, you guys saw each other across the bar. This was the Thundering Lizard, and you guys had you guys made eye contact, and you have a little bit of a history together, but you guys were not really seeming to be in any mood to discuss anything of what went down the last time you guys were hanging out.
Yeah, no.
And we'll probably unravel that throughout the
No, I
next
don't think we
little
need
bit
to.
of
No, I
things.
think
Nah,
we're good.
I don't
You
think we
good?
need. Yeah, I don't need to
think
talk
we're
about
good.
it.
We're good.
No, I'm good.
We're
I'd
good.
like to hear.
Not there
Oh,
yet.
oh.
And so now that you are no longer a captain, I suppose.
Still a captain.
Nah.
Still a captain.
Uh-uh.
Still captain.
Nope.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
In your heart.
Nope.
Captain.
No, you're not.
Captain. Still my boat.
Rodriguez will be what you go by now.
Captain.
Everybody will know that your ship left you behind.
Still my ship.
Sure.
Captain.
Sure. But you walked in. You were having a pretty bad day.
Was.
You'd kind of over the last few days or weeks, kind of
Weeks.
lost the will to be a captain in a lot of ways. So when you guys sat down and started ordering drinks, they kind of remembered you from before, and so they assumed that you had a nice set of deep pockets. How deep are those pockets right now?
They're not super deep, but they currently include 12 gold, 191 silver, 6 copper, 1,500 gold piece. No, that's the cost of something. And then a gem.
And the gem is?
The gem is an eye from a stone golem that we encountered on a bridge in the while back that we kicked its butt.
And that was a ruby or like an emerald?
It was reddish, but they did not specify what sort
Gotcha.
of reddish gem it was.
That's right.
Cool. I mean, I think we could both agree that you owe me a drink, so
I gave you your book
I
and your
think-
hat.
I think we can agree.
Fine.
Not that we need to talk about it. I'm just saying, like, I think that we can both, without needing to talk about it,
Yes.
I think we can both agree that you owe me a drink.
Maybe. Okay.
Cool. Cool, great.
So
Tired
you
of drinking
two,
alone anyway.
so you two had your had a little bit of time and basically drank through the night. So we will come back to you two after you've gotten yourselves nice and liquored up. The last time that we saw Lepad, he had started to make his way through the forest away from the little group before you guys went into Port Nainzaru. And you had just given off the skin from the T-Rex that you got early, like a few months ago, and that she had used as booties for a little while.
Oh yeah, thanks.
You had just given that to a turtle named Doyle because he seemed to get some sort of message from his patron that he should he should do something with that for you.
Right.
And you gave it up, said your goodbyes, and took your sack of red grung eggs towards the east, but you hadn't specified to where or when or why.
Well, is it the nearest Grung village that I would know of?
The nearest one you know of is your own.
Doing that to me. Okay. Well, then I guess it's that one.
All right, so as the afternoon wanes and starts to become cooler, the humidity of Cholt still weighs pretty heavily on your shoulders. You remember that it's been some time since you've submerged yourself. You take an hour or so to sit in quiet contemplation, also making sure that the eggs get an appropriate amount. You can, just visually inspecting them, see that the heat from the volcano seems to have cracked some of them. Some of the tadpole or little organisms inside the eggs seem to be still. There are a few that still wriggle. Some that were mostly listless before seem to have been given a little bit more of a reason to live. The jungle's oppressive heat lifts just a little bit as you conclude your bath. And what did you contemplate while you were just chilling?
Well, I'm going to give the ones that are obviously dead, I'm going to give them a Grung funeral.
So you're going to toss them in the water?
Nicely.
But reverently.
Yeah, and sing my little Grung throat song. More froggy.
Oh, there you go. Lepad practiced his English his common a lot, and did everything he could to get rid of the.
Right.
So that's something that I always have to keep in mind as a way to embarrass him, because it's another reason why the other Grung don't like him as much anymore, because he walks around like he's better than everybody else.
Well, I can
He
read.
technically is, I guess.
They're just jealous.
Yeah.
How many levels
Of
do
my
those guys
really
have?
low status. Yeah, and I don't contemplating what I should do next. That was, and I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Besides, get these back to the village where
Okay.
they can be taken care of, because I don't want to do it anymore.
So you reach the village probably early the next morning, and as the sky begins to lighten from the sun rising and the rays coming through the canopy, you actually start to see that there is large billowy smoke coming from the direction that you would actually, you're pretty familiar with this area, so you're pretty positive that you're walking back towards a very large bonfire at your army. Grungs have armies, so not like standing man army, but like a
Does
bunch
this
of
seem-
grung are called an army.
Right.
Does this seem unusual to me, or
Yes.
Is that okay? Well, I suppose I will carefully try to sneak up and investigate.
Okay. As you do, you start to come upon what looks to be, we won't call them friends, but people that you knew. Some of them were even the ones that you used to read to.
Or do they see me, or
They're dead.
oh, why you laid that one on me, huh?
Yeah. The closer you get to the village, you start to notice that a lot of the trees that your village had been suspended in are either completely leveled or burnt husks. You do, actually give me an investigation check.
12.
Okay. You do notice that there is a distinct lack of orange and red grung littered amongst the rest of the bodies.
So it's mainly green and purple?
It's mainly green, a lot of blue.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the blue ones.
But as you sift through, even in counting the, trying to identify the people that you knew, the grung you knew, or even the entire number, you would guesstimate that there's probably about half of the blue ones that are missing entirely. When you go back to, as you continue your walkabout, you see the gold grung lying face down with a spear. Looks to be almost a human-made harpoon in its back. However, you don't see his guards about. And if you give me a survival check, I might give you some more information.
Well, 11.
You do not get any more information about the surrounding stuff.
No!
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion I might know what happened here.
Okay. There's also you do notice that the other, like as you search through kind of the throne room of what it would be, like basically just like the main encampment part, you do notice that not only is your former golden grung deceased, but the second orange grung, the one that was kind of like slated or groomed, the one that was loyal to be like in the same type of condition. And this one also not approached from the front. If you were to, as you go over and you kind of like check the body out, you notice it actually has 0 wounds in the front portion of its body.
It's a good old backstabbing going on.
So you also, you've checked out this main encampment area. There are a couple of other places around that would be a part of your camp, like the pools and whatnot. But you can go check those out if you want to, or you can tell me anything that you want to do. I'm just letting you know you haven't checked everything out in that area. You just checked out the main camp.
I think after I leave the main camp, I would fall to my knees and just go, Agagrim Grum! Like platoon style. Yeah.
Yeah, narrate that whole thing for me. That's great. I don't want to sell them short at all with just the, like, give me the whole, like, tell me about how you walk out of the camp, the look of desolation on your face, do the whole thing. Give me
That was a
some
good start.
fun.
So I walk out of the camp, there's a look of desolation on my face.
Sure, yeah.
And I feel totally defeated because I don't even know where to go. I thought I was just going to pass these off and then wander And I don't know, just more things are piling up in my head, and I'm suspicious of this grung that I had known that came into our clan or army, whatever, under suspicious circumstances. And then that's when I drop to my knees and go, I go grung!
Cool.
And then just go,
Okay. Now what do you do?
I guess I'd sit there for a little bit, not knowing what to do. And then I guess, I'll just wake up and check out the other things. Or not wake up, stand up. So what's nearest to me that I haven't checked out yet?
So there's kind of like the area that you guys as a whole would have stored, like done the gathering and like stored different supplies at. The same area where a lot of the blue would have been, where a lot of the blue would have been doing a lot of their artisan crafts, or like, you know, building more stuff, getting ready to add it back into the area, into the encampment. And then there are spawning pools that are still unexplored.
I'll go look at the spawning pools.
Okay. So you sullenly pick up the satchel of red grung eggs, and you start to head towards the spawning pools. How would you like to approach the spawning pools?
I guess I would just be walking slowly and sadly, not
Okay.
really being too attentive to anything around, because at this point I'm kind of just like, it was a bad day for Lepan.
Okay, we'll skip both of those rolls then. You wander up to the spawning pool, and you start to see the embankment kind of drop down a little bit, and fondly to your left, you can look down the... Oh, good, we can say screw you a tie at that point. So you're starting to walk to, you can look over to the left and see where the little cliff was, where you remember for the first time meeting Johan
And
and
even sadder.
Johan and crew as they came flushing down the waterfall during the rainstorm, and you threaten the book.
Yep.
To your right, as you look around, you can actually see a lot of the little like guard shacks and hovels that were there for break time, story time, sleeping in between shifts, etc. Has been leveled as well. Looking up into the trees, you start to recall now that you actually haven't seen any of the little frog pods that are usually marked to keep you guys safe as you go to the other one, go from one direction to the other recently, especially none of the ones that were created by your specific army. At the spawning pool, you can see that there seems to be eggs that are usually kind of like very well corralled. A dull coloring of each one kind of just seems to be floating across the pool to where there is this massive, like, it almost looks like if somebody just took a bunch of Christmas lights and without plugging them, unplugging them, just tossed them into a pile in the center of this thing, but they're all just spread out and floating. Some of them seem to be gray and completely lifeless, dotted by various colors here and there.
Does it seem like some of them are still alive?
It does seem like there are some that have retained the color of their bearers.
Like a ridiculous amount to put in the bag with the other ones?
No, I'd say that you have, I mean, maybe depending on how many you go around, but actually the majority of them are probably all gray and lifeless at this point. And you probably cleared about half that satchel out before.
So, yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick up whatever I can find that's still alive.
Okay.
Still really sad.
Yeah, clearly. So I'll let you go about doing that. You want to roll me a percentile die.
Yes.
We'll come back to you.
I need to roll it twice, right?
Yeah, because you need, the first one is the first
Tens.
number.
Okay.
Yeah. But get that and then keep it.
So get this. It was a
Yep.
30 and a
Keep
70
it.
second.
Do you have another D10 that's there? It looks like there's one on this left wall of your...
This is D10? No, that's D8.
What's the thing closest to me?
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
of these? Roll
So
that?
if you were to roll both of those at the same time,
You want me to do that? No.
yeah.
Okay.
But then hold the number.
Gotcha.
Don't
Cool.
say it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Eden. If there were a camera,
Yeah.
it would pan slowly in through a window of a very official and large-looking building on the edge of the port, just beyond or just before you would reach the open sea. That slowly pans in to see you sitting with your legs crossed in front of a desk. The desk appears to be roughly 3 times the size of a standard human desk.
So it's towering above me.
It's not that tall, it's more wide.
Okay.
And I would say that if you're sitting in a chair that is designed for a standard human, which I think in Faerun most of the chairs seem to be a little larger because of the other races that are bigger, and it would just be really awkward every time an orc sat down if they had to like squeeze in and out of a chair. So they're probably a little bit bigger. My guess is there's also a lot of stools around. But you're actually sitting in a human chair. It seems a little small for you, but across from you, the desk is actually probably the size of this entire table.
Okay.
And a large golden dragon, humanoid shaped. So it's what we call a half dragon, but it's basically looks
It's
to be
different
about
from a dragonborn?
yes.
Okay.
It's almost I would say it's almost twice the size of a dragonborn.
Okay.
They're broader. They have a lot. They share a lot more with their dragon ancestry than the dragonborn do, who may be multiple generations removed and may have had other breeding happen beyond that. The half dragons are literally as if the dragons intended to create specifically this type of creature,
Okay.
as if it was engineered that way.
Yes.
Even the one that sits across from you, who you actually affectionately know as Zendar, is a sorcerer and twice the size of most fighters that you've ever seen or taken down on your own. Human, orc, otherwise, he is massive. And when he ushered you in, it was with good news. And so he has you sit, and right across from you, he kind of looks down at you and he says, as the missive said, I have some very good news I think that you'll appreciate. We have relocated the Baroness.
Safely?
I don't believe that anyone will be able to recognize her so long as she follows the protocol that's been laid out for her.
That is wonderful news.
I've outfitted her with various things to keep her from being able to be scryed upon. So somebody that we would be concerned about finding her would have very, very tough attempts. I've located her somewhere near water, but far inland, so that the people of the water would have a difficult time really getting to her. And I've given her the appropriate magical items to disguise herself,
But she'll be comfortable.
as was requested, and I've set her up very nicely.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I fully appreciate what your people have been doing for centuries, and I know that that is a sore subject that not everybody gets around to. But I want you to know that I do appreciate it.
It's my duty, and it is our duty and our honor.
And what would we do without that? Have you given any thought to what you will do now that your charge has been released?
Well, I can't go back immediately. They know my face. I'm not sure. Perhaps into hiding?
I think that would be a waste. You are uniquely talented, more than certain other races that are around. At the very least, you would be able to give us a decent amount of surprise. If I were to enlist you somewhat quietly into the Port Authority, I could make sure that you are taken care of as well.
All right.
I only think to offer you something to do. If you have some other obligation or something else that you think you can go back to doing, you're welcome to.
Well, I do have business back under the sea. Eventually, I can't let him get away with it.
No, but I think that we can continue to acquire information to find the best way. And then, if possible, if necessary, perhaps we can contact the other sources. And he kind of like runs his hand over the scales of his hand. And he says, if we do find a way, I'm sure that they would be willing to help.
All right. If that's what you think is best, then that is what I'll do.
Okay. So let us figure out a proper assignment to keep you out of the majority of the public's eye, but also to where your talents do not go to waste.
Agreed.
All right.
So mysterious.
Yeah, so we'll come back to you as well.
Yes.
Mr. Grung, what kind of percentile did you roll me?
Well, I rolled a 60 and a 40.
A 60 and a 40?
Yeah.
64.
Okay.
64.
Okay, 60. I don't understand.
So
percentile
if you roll
dice.
a percentile die, which has the 2 digits on it, can you mute him real fast?
Sorry.
Drop the mic.
Sorry.
It's all good. So if you roll a percentile die that has the 2 numbers on it, and then you roll a d10 with it, which is the same sided die but only has 1 number on it, at the same time, that gives you both numbers so that we don't have to go like 60-40 and then figure out which one was.
I see. I just needed to decide which one because they both have 2 numbers.
Yeah. What's that one that's closest to me right
The
there? Is that a
D12?
d20?
No, the D12.
This is D20.
That's a d20.
Yeah.
You can roll a D20 and it looks like a 10 if you ignore the first number.
Okay. We're going to.
Or you just say 64.
Either
Well,
way.
we could, but that's the thing is if you roll 2 like that, how do you know which one is supposed
That's
to be
true.
the one?
You decide before you roll.
So for the meantime.
Let's roll this one.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a 9.
9. Okay. So the 69, I guess, or 49, which like roll one of the other ones that has both the double numbers on it.
Gotcha. 40.
'Kay.
49.
49.
Yay, got through it.
Nice. All right, so I'll take back that.
We
that
did it,
one.
team.
And then if he needs to roll another percentile, would you please loan him yours, Kate?
Yes.
And we will rectify the fact that you don't have a D10 that doesn't have a double digits on it
Gotcha.
later.
I'll fix that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we have some dice laying around. Satine seems to leave them out like caltrops so everybody can hurt themselves. So, you get a 49. As you are going around collecting the eggs, you pick one, put it up into the satchel, move it around, cover it again. Some of them you can see have seem like they're maybe like on the edge of that threshold, and you take some of the kind of ambient plant life and mud around it, and you take and you pack it on top of that one and then put it in, trying to make sure that they are isolated with the nutrients so none of the other eggs seem to like leach off or anything like that, but also to where that they get maybe a little bit more of the water packed around it instead of just hanging out in the satchel, which, so everybody knows, his satchel is waterproof. Some of the ones that are specific to Cholt from a very specific dealer makes them waterproof. All right, so give me a perception check.
Okay. A 25.
25. So as you come around one of the corners, in the little bend in the little pool, where you recall there being kind of the largest number because it's the green spawning area. You come around the corner and you see there is a blue that is basically doing the same thing you're doing, like going through and like picking one up and putting it in a little pack and then doing another one, same thing. You do not recognize this blue grung though. And he or she has not spotted you yet.
Okay. Hey, Chew!
So when it startles and drops one of the eggs and then like tries to bobble it and tries to catch like down there, and it almost splashes down into the very shallow pool, except for gets the foot out really fast and is just kind of like balancing it on there and reaching down, picks it back up and puts it in there. Oh, why?
What happened here?
What do you look like you?
I don't know. Something bad.
Yeah, pretty bad, yeah, I say. Dude, who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Lepad. Slayer of the Big Tooth.
Which one?
A one? A big one?
Oh, that one. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that one.
That one.
Oh,
The
yeah,
big
so
one.
says you.
The biggest.
Would you got anything to prove?
I pull out the tooth that I still have.
Where you get that?
I slayed the big tooth.
Did you take that off of something already dead?
I killed the big tooth. I grabbed his eyeballs.
Where's his eyeballs?
Don't have the eyeballs.
I bet they make good soup.
Yeah, probably.
Is it bad, eh?
Mm-hmm. What's your name?
Lille.
What?
Lille.
Lily?
Lille.
Lily.
Yeah.
Is your name kind of like my name?
Because it is an L? I'm terrible at that accent.
Keep going. This interaction's great.
L.
Great.
L. L.
Ale?
Ale.
Yeah,
L.
spell it.
He's
yeah.
saying L.
Spell it.
A.
Hell? Jesus, that's way off. Okay. Why? Because it starts with a hell? Is that a little better?
Oh, now I see. Now I hear it. Oh, your name's not like mine at all. Who did this?
I don't know.
Why aren't you the only one alive?
I'm from I'm just gonna drop it for now because I did not think this through before when I had the whole thing written out. So she goes on to explain to you that she has that she's from a different army, and that she is basically here trying to collect up the eggs that are still viable to be able to take them back and cultivate them and protect them.
I'm glad I saw you here, because I have a big bag of the eggs. We saved them from the snake tooth thing. You know, the grong eaters. There's a whole big story. But I have these eggs.
The Yantai?
Yeah, that one.
Why didn't? Okay, I'll just take.
Which army?
That one?
Is it the big one?
Well, duh.
What the hell was happening?
It's grong.
It's grown.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just hand over the bag.
Okay.
So, did you see anyone leaving the village?
You're the only one I've seen.
How did you get the word that this happened?
Oh, Golden Crook.
The Golden Croak.
Golden Croak.
So he told your army? Now I'm lost.
She just kind of like shows you that they butt heads.
Oh, okay.
And she's just like doesn't really seem to want to like expand upon that, but
Does this Golden Croak know more about what happened here?
yeah, I would say that that's probably a truth thing, but I don't know necessarily that she would have more information about that. But what you are able to discern is that it is that they had a run-in with the Golden Croak's army, and it does not seem to have gone well for her side either. But at least they have a space that they can go back and kind of take care of things a little bit.
Where can I find this Golden Croak?
You. They call it Nangalang? Nangalang. Nangalangalang. Nangalangalang.
Have I heard of Nungalangang before?
Grongalangalanga. I may be off a little bit. It's down to the south.
Okay, so I know it because I'm good at maps, so I know where it's at.
Just because you're good at maps does not mean you know where everything is.
Well, it should.
No, it doesn't.
He has-
Not unless
he
you
has
are
an eagle
moving
eye,
maps.
like in an anime.
If you have a map that
Grumble
shows where
maps,
everything
okay.
is, you would know.
Okay.
Maybe
all
if you
right,
took
fair
out supplies and drew a map every now and then.
That's a good point. Okay.
I'm good
well,
with maps. I can fold them. That's what my dad would have said about. Actually, my dad's very good with maps.
Is he a cartographer? Good?
He is not like artist cartographer. Actually, he probably could because he is a very able thing. But
Well, I know the direction.
us military people get rated.
So I know
You know it's to the south.
Okay.
Probably to the south. Probably to the southwest.
Okay, and then I want to look around and see if I see any signs of where whoever did this have went. In what direction?
Okay, give me a survival check.
Let it be high so I know what to do.
Let it be high so I know what to do.
That is a 25.
Okay.
That's not very high.
So you see, not for Kyle. So you see that there is a long. You see that there are quite a bit of little grung steps everywhere, and the prints. Some of them lead to a downed grung. A good gaggle of, I guess, an army's worth of grung prints seem to patter out to the east, heading back towards Nyanzaru, and then to the south, presumably southwest towards their other encampment.
Do you see a lot of, does there seem to be more going in one way or the other?
Oh, there's a lot more going to the south.
What was the name of
Okay.
that south place again?
I believe it's actually no, Grungalungung. I gotta
Definitely
What was
thought
it
you
again?
made up a
Grunglundagung.
Grung, huh? Yeah, Grungalungung.
Grunglungrung.
Grungalungung.
I thought this was one of those situations where there's
Rudy
like
was
a
just making
normal
it up.
name and then there's the grung name,
Yeah.
and he just made it up
He
on
just
the
totally
fly.
made up the
Yeah.
grung
But it's
name.
So that was
actually a
that
thing.
was kind of what she was doing because she's not been there. She's not a part of that one.
Right. It's just like recalling. It's kind of like this. This is kind of thing.
It's what she heard things and screams and stuff, and probably the Golden Croak on top of a rock, like screaming out for the glory of whatever. So she between the screams and croaks and stuff, she probably got that.
Okay, well, I'm going to pull out some paper and write a somewhat lengthy note, and I'll pass it to, help? I'm already seeing that this is whatever. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to pass her a note and say, you could take good care of those. They've been through a lot. And when they get older, you read them that story so they know.
You just pass them a note.
Yes.
Can she read?
See, that's why I realized halfway through.
Yeah, halfway through he realized
I'm
this is not-
committing. I'm doing it. It's,
Go for it.
You know what?
Great.
Maybe
You
one of these
believe in a
days.
future where
What is
grung
this?
can read.
This is Lepad.
You just keep it safe, and maybe one day someone will know.
Well, you can always come back and teach them how to read when you're done.
Okay.
Okay, I trust you, stranger, that you will do that. All right, so then
Give me a persuasion check.
She immediately throws it away.
I was gonna say.
persuasion. I don't know how persuasive I am, and with that roll, probably not very good. Yep, 6.
Okay.
Very persuasive.
You didn't spit on her when you talked.
Yeah.
You did scare the crap out of her when you walked up. Okay. So, where are you going now?
On that note, I will follow the main tracks to the south. I will go to.
No,
towards
you go there if you
Portland
want to. You're going to march out through this. Think about where you are.
Okay, I see where this is going. I'm going to go towards Port Sorry.
I'm just saying, if you want to walk into the heart of the undead, then have at it. We will replace you very quickly.
I'm assuming that the other way looks safer.
You know,
Okay.
with
See,
beyond
you
a
didn't- you
shadow of
didn't
a
mention
doubt.
That. See, now
I
I'll go that
didn't
way.
think I had to mention that again.
I'll follow back towards the port.
It might help you to have some allies in the vicinity
would,
when you
it would.
walk into, I don't know, a giant big tooth that is sagging half of its face and vomiting zombies on you.
Yep.
You're good with maps. This is the map. This is bad area. This is not. You go
Okay.
this
Yeah,
way.
I'll go that way. I'll go the safe way. See, yeah, trying to keep tracking those tracks.
Okay, so you spend the next day basically backtracking. Actually, give me another survival check.
I'm good at that. So. That would be 26.
Okay, so you go through and you check. You start to see some of the other tracks kind of like speed off to the side one way or the other, and then you notice that there are they kind of fade into like human tracks, but it's almost in like a step, 2-step, 3-step, and like one of the final tracks that you're following turn into that. Some of the other ones kind of flitter off at that point. Some of them almost in like half-step unison. Just basically don't. There's a heel and there's no flipper, and just and all of those tracks turn into, or the one track that's left seems to be headed back towards Port Nyanzaru, and it seems to be human-sized boots now.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm a grung with nothing to lose. Let's just keep following that.
A grung with nothing to lose. I like
Slayer
that.
of the Big Tooth.
That's why I was going to march
That
straight into
sounds
the
like
south.
a
I
good
got
show name.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Grung with nothing to lose.
Grung without a cause. No, he's got a cause.
Got a cause.
He just doesn't have anything to lose. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
We come back to you two the next morning as the light comes through
Sure.
through the thundering lizard's windows, some of which are tinted green, interestingly enough. Starts to creak across the floor, and as it rises up across the bar, you kind of just see, like, from your drinking and talking and stuff, like, you just see the light start to, like, move across your arm and the bar.
Oh my God, what time is it?
I'd say morning.
As you look around, you notice that the wait staff, is completely changed, and there's some bellhops that would normally they come
It's
in
like a
through the
respectable
back.
restaurant now.
It is. Well, it's a hotel.
Right.
Right. You guys just didn't buy a room. You just stayed down there, and because they knew him, they were like, okay, we'll kind of let this roll. He looks like we don't want to really have a conversation with him right now, kind of thing. So
Right.
they gave you guys they give you drinks when you asked for them, and they kind of gave you a little bit of a wide berth, because I would say probably the first 2 or 3 hours, there was just this like big awkward sphere around the two of you, as you had to get drunk enough to actually have a conversation
Right.
that was worth having. Like, most of it was just you guys staring forward, drinking, and every now and then giving each other the side eye, and then going back to drinking. And then eventually, as things kind of opened up, you started to talk, but at that point, most of the inhabitants had left, and the bartender was still keeping quite a bit of distance,
Right.
only shuffling up to drop another set of drinks.
I would assume we've, through the course of the night, probably talked about why we were there what we've been up to because I had no idea you were here. Had no idea you were even remotely
So
involved.
let's
Saw
go ahead and do
you-
this in the way that like you guys are like you're basically saying. So let me get this straight, and then
Right.
you roll with that,
So
and let him correct you where there's bubbles and vice versa.
So when we found the pulse, that wasn't it didn't like it wasn't shrunk. Like there was
No.
more.
Which time you found it?
What? When there was grung everywhere.
There's
I
grung
can't
all over in the
believe that you blew
volcano.
up the grung. We loved that grung.
I like
I
that
can't
grung.
believe you blew up the
I
grung.
was saving that grung.
What do you mean you were saving it?
You-
It's dead.
I didn't
It's a
say
dead
I
grung.
didn't do it.
Oh God.
Our
But there's more. But there's more. There's more. There's more of the pulse. The gem
Gem.
thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we had some, and it sounds like you found some. So yeah,
So there's two.
maybe more.
Don't say that. Don't just come on. You were there. It's two,
I-
right? There
I
wasn't
found,
more.
I found one, and you guys found one, but that doesn't mean we found them all.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back and look for the rest of it. I like try to stand up and then like sit back down. I can't.
Give me a
No.
Dex.
give me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Evasion for all dex saving throws. Can I have this damage?
That doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh, it's a 7.
Roll again.
20.
Too bad. Ah.
Disadvantage messes them up.
Cool.
You
Cool.
got a 13?
It took 13 damage?
No, you got a 13 save.
Oh,
So is your total dexterity saving throw on that a 13?
it's a 13. Then.
Okay, so you get up and as you do, you actually start to knock the one back, like knock the stool back, and at the same time go back with it, and somehow you're able to catch both, plant just enough of your butt on the lip to balance the.
I'll try to grab her. She looks like she's.
No. I got this.
You give
Okay.
me a dexterity saving throw as you lunge forward to grab her.
At disadvantage,
Yep.
I got 16.
Okay, so you go to lunge forward to grab it, and you start to lose your balance, and you freeze like a cat, catching one of your feet and hooking it on the leg. And at that point, you decided that
Oh, sit down.
it's probably best if she just falls on her own.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she made it back up. Okay, we can continue.
Okay, maybe I won't go now. I won't go now, but
Right.
later I have to go back. Do you know what that? Do you get it?
I get it. It's a magic gem that's got terrible storm water powered
No.
death things
That
that
was-
people could use to kill everybody.
There's magic. There's
It is.
magic in that.
That's what I
like
said.
getting like belligerently loud. There's magic
Just do your
in
best
Yes,
not to beat
there's-
on the thing too bad.
Okay.
Yes,
There's
it's
magic.
Yes, magic.
Inside, and you could put more magic in it.
Not now.
Do you get it though?
Yes. Not really. I don't know magic.
There can't be more. There had to be two. There had to be two. We can't be more.
There might be little bits left. Might not. It blew up pretty big. It really blew up big.
There's so many things out there. What if something eats it?
It's so sad
Oh
that
my
it blew
gosh!
up.
And then more things blow up. Everybody's gonna be like, "Why is everything blowing up?" It's because they're all eating pulse pieces.
I was trying to save that little red grung too. We had his heart to
too.
put back into it and everything, and it blew up.
We're all trying to save it. Why did it die? That's so sad.
I could save it just like I saved Vartak, but I couldn't even save him.
Oh gosh.
You know, if you want to go do it, look for the things. Okay, we can go look for it, but we gotta get a job. We don't have money for that.
I don't want a job. What?
How you gonna
I
pay
didn't
for it?
stay here so I could have a job.
How you gonna pay for it?
How am I gonna pay for what?
Go into the jungle.
I just leave. You just leave. There's a resort. You just walk out. You just leave. Go on an adventure. What
What-
happened to you?
What are you gonna eat?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to learn about the world, okay? You gotta just go out there. You gotta.
I don't live in a jungle.
And like talk to people and figure out.
Maybe we can get River and Flask. They know the jungle.
I don't know who they are. Did you
But
tell me about who are?
They're the cat kids. The little. Unless you know somebody who's free to take us in
I
the
don't
jungle.
know any cats.
Not cats. Anybody who, because they charge us things. So if you know somebody who's free, because we don't have a job.
I don't know anybody who's free. My brother left,
Yeah.
but I wanted him to
But he
leave.
doesn't know the jungle.
You're right. He's not dumb. He's great. He's very smart. He's very, very smart. But
We
like
lost-
not when it comes to like being outside.
Sharna lost her arm, so I think she's done for now.
Oh, I saw an arm out there. Maybe it was her arm. We should get her. We'll be out there anyway. We should get her arm, and we'll get the pulse if things haven't blown up, and we'll be like heroes. And then Johan can write a new book after he's done with the Grung book, because otherwise Lepad will be so mad. And then, oh my gosh, we're gonna give him so many books to write. Oh, this is such a good idea. We gotta go. No, never mind. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Can I have water?
This is one of the reasons why we no longer date.
This
This.
is me. I'm the reason why we don't. You.
I said it's one.
I'm leaving.
As you guys are like having that part of the conversation, you go, I'm leaving, and then all of a sudden, a very sheepish looking like busboy like slides water in front of you. You're like, okay, I'll stay for it. And then he like actually purposely goes around the bar on the opposite side, so the bar basically is like, you guys are at the head of the bar, and there's that whole center section where they store like a lot of the drinks for display.
Right.
And so he purposely like doesn't walk between you two, even though you're on the opposite side of the bar. He goes around the other side to like kind of slide water in front of Rodriguez as well.
What is that?
And he like pulls it back.
Yeah.
And he just takes another bottle and like
No.
Slides it.
No.
I think I'm full.
No.
I cannot.
These people are trying to get on with their lives.
Yeah,
We're the problem.
We are.
We're the problem right now.
I guess.
We're the problem. So drink that. Don't drink that. Take that back. You're sweet. Thank you. Take that back. You drink that. I'll drink this, and then we'll go.
so he's just sitting here like this, like he doesn't know whether or not to pick up the bottle.
I literally just look at
Or
him
the
like
glass.
this. Fine, give me the water.
And the bottle.
No, not the bottle.
He like slowly does, and he still just keeps his distance, and he like slides it on there, and then he like actually like takes the bottle and like edges it over with the bottom of the bottle.
Fine. Look, I'm drinking water.
Did you harass that boy?
No.
Is that why he's so weird around? Did you like
Did I?
put your
No,
put your
I did
finger
not.
in his face? Were you
It's not like
mean to
I
him?
blew up anything in here.
Who blew stuff up in here?
No, I said I didn't.
A somewhat portly Cholton man is sweeping behind you guys. He seems to be really just kind of like, he's been listening, and he's been there cleaning most of the night. He pokes his head between the two of you, and you see like the distinct shape of like his beard just kind of looks like a shovel, and he's just like, no, it's because you guys we can hear you outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
All
was being
night.
loud.
a little. And it's not like you're saying nice things.
Well, sometimes.
Okay.
I haven't said a single
And he just backs away and like goes and starts sweeping as fast as he can towards another part of the bar, and then just starts like
You have a
slowing
nice
down
beard.
again.
If I could grow a beard, I would grow a beard. Do you think a beard would look good on me? Actually, don't. Don't. We gotta go. We need to leave. Everybody hates us here. And you blew stuff up. We gotta
Fine.
go.
We'll go. And, well, I didn't blow it up. I said I didn't blow it up.
Yeah, that means you blew something. That means the opposite.
No, it's
Yeah.
It's not what I said. You know, we should go talk to Zindar. I bet he has a job. He had a job for us last time we were here.
What? Who? Whatever. Sure. Let's just. Yeah.
And both of you give me dexterity saving throws.
Great.
This is actually
disadvantage.
incredible.
Disadvantage. Oh, well, fine. Good thing I
11.
22.
Okay. Disadvantage, you got a 22?
I got a 19 and a 16.
Boo. Boo these rolls. I got a 5 and a 7. Boo.
So, you start to like try and turn, and the wood of the stool catches onto part of your pants. You can feel a splinter kind of going at the same time, and that takes your focus away from stepping off of it, just to the point where you do that like weird when you miss a stair thing, and you just like your feet, you actually by complete accident move both of your feet out of the way of all you had to do was let them be there, and you would have
Right.
landed on them, but you like stepped out of it,
Sure.
and you go to face plant.
Great. It's a good
You can
look.
make me
It's a good look on me.
since you're able to just turn around and get right off the thing, you can give me a we'll go with sleight of hand,
Okay.
and this will also be a disadvantage, and this is going to be the one time he rolls low because it doesn't affect him.
My disadvantage is a 19.
Okay, so you're telling me you crit?
No. I got
I just did.
a 25 on the one that wasn't
Okay.
disadvantage. I got a 19 on the disadvantage.
All right, so you're able to reach out and snag her belt buckle, or not the buckle, but the back of her belt, and now give me a strength saving throw.
I'm just
Strength
gonna wind up with a
save.
monster
This will
wedgie.
probably
and
just
still face plant.
no. Strength is probably going to be we're going to fall together. 14.
Okay, so you actually managed to keep your footing, and you catch her, and put your second hand there, and you hold, and
I am pretty good on staying on my feet.
yeah, and for a moment there, you actually forgot how much the height difference was between the two of you.
Oh.
And when you kind of like set her down, or anything like that, you remember that like there's like basically over a head difference between the two of you, because you're what 6'2",
2
and you are.
human.
I have no idea. My height, 5 foot.
So there's about a foot difference between the two of you. We'll give you a 5'2" just for the love of it.
Great.
Plus
All right.
heels.
Yeah, boots. So you notice the difference, and you're like, oh, I forgot about that. And as you guys go to leave, the busboy, sorry, you guys still have to pay.
That's him. That's all him. I keep walking out.
Oh, okay.
I still have my hand on her belt. How much?
So she Scooby-Doos a little bit. On the thing. You're up to 60 gold worth of booze.
That's a lot of booze. 60 gold. Hold on.
You can get close, right?
Yeah, but that just leaves me a gem.
You could swap the gem.
Yeah, I think gem might be worth more than 60.
It might be.
Yeah, here. Silver. Some gold.
So
And for you, copper. Pink.
so wait, so how much? I thought you had 194 silver.
Uh-huh.
So
That's-
60 gold worth would get you 19. That would be 19.4 gold.
Oh, that's 19. I thought I was doing the math wrong. Then
Yeah, where electrum is below silver, yeah?
No.
Copper,
it's gold, silver, gold, electrum.
it's platinum,
Platinum,
gold,
gold.
electrum, silver.
Silver.
So that's actually even less.
Yeah. So
It's
no,
like 1 gold.
It's gonna have it's almost 2 gold. It's gonna have to be gem.
Okay. You hand it to the boy, and he's like,
I'd like some change.
I'll go I'll go tell the manager. And he turns around and like walks off. What do you guys do while he's
Stand there with my hand on a belt. Because I completely forgot I have a belt.
okay? So about 5 minutes ago, or 5 minutes go by, and the manager comes back up to you, carrying the. You okay?
My pencil's on the floor.
Oh no!
Get your pencil.
Go for it, or take that one.
Oh, thank you.
So as you a little bit later, you come back and you see that he basically just has like a little pouch for you, and he's like here, and he doesn't. It doesn't sound like coins.
Oh no? What does it sound like? What does it feel like?
Rocks.
Okay. I look inside.
Your gem has been shattered,
Oh.
and you can tell it's substantially less than what it was, and it's in pieces. Which is a shame, because it seemed to have been like a polished artifact that you should have been a little bit more, like he didn't show it to you.
I was
so,
drunk by the time I saw it.
For sure. For sure. And you were trying to walk out of the room.
Right.
So,
That's not how you make change.
and he's like, yes, typically we don't accept the gems. I'm just the assistant manager, so I don't actually have the authority to do much else. This was the smartest thing I could think of.
Why didn't you just come back and tell us you needed other money?
You gave us a gem for payment.
Yeah, but you could say we don't take that, and then I could have sent somebody to go get actual money that you do take.
We do take gems, but the manager has to do that and
You
authorize.
said that
I
you
just took
didn't
it.
take gems.
No,
he
I don't.
said
I heard
he
that.
Okay.
You heard
Yeah,
that?
he said
I
he
heard
didn't
that.
ta-
I don't
he
know why
said
I
he
bothered
didn't take gems.
I don't know why I
So
bothered explaining.
I don't understand what's
He
going on.
just turns around and he's like, "Good day."
You owe me a change.
You got change. He changed it for you.
Yuck, yuck.
So
Okay, let's go see Zindar.
Okay.
So you guys take your take a little stroll. Make me
Why it's bright outside.
make me survival checks at disadvantage.
Survival.
Survival.
Can you operate as adults?
No.
10, 13.
15.
Okay. So roll me, both of you, a d4.
4.
1.
Okay. So although the Thundering Lizard is not that far from Zindar's office, it takes you guys about 5 hours to sober up to the point where you remember which way you're going. You spent that 5 hours wandering down different streets
No, it's
that
not
you
this way.
thought looked familiar, but didn't actually. They probably were familiar to some extent. You've probably seen them at some point, but it's this. No. And one of them, you actually see a belt that seems to have been, like, it's a belt and it's got some sheaths on it, and there are weapons missing from the belt.
That looks kind of nice. I think I'll take that.
As you pick it up, you see carved into the leather on the back part of the belt, it says Vartak.
I just sit down.
And now you start to look around and you recognize why this specific alleyway looks familiar, and it's because it's the one where you guys went through,
The big
caught
horde
the
of guys.
pirate guy, had the crowd was pretty thick at that point of the night, and this is what was discarded after Vartak had taken off his belt to tie up a
the
guy and then expected it not to disappear at some point.
Yeah.
But basically, you find Vartak's belt
Okay.
and some empty sheaths.
So you just stop.
Yeah, I just sit down.
Okay. I like keep walking a little bit, and then I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I miss Vartak.
I mean, I didn't know him, but I can tell that you mentioned because you mentioned him a lot.
I got him killed, of course.
That's what happens on adventures.
Well, I mean, he didn't listen to me, but it was my responsibility to make him listen, and it didn't. So why
Look,
do I
if
even
it's
tell
gonna-
people what to do
If it's
anymore?
gonna make you feel better, right? If it's gonna help you accept what happened, then maybe you need to just be a butthead and say, it's his fault. It's not my fault, it's his fault. It's his
And
fault.
we will come back to you two.
It was going so well.
As well as drunkenness can.
As well as, yeah.
Welcome to Cholt. You guys, welcome to Cholt as well. We're not going to take a break yet, but I will let you know that we have some really awesome prizes that we're going to give away at a certain point.
Should I
Maybe
wait until we take a
something
break?
like
Your
this.
microphone is not on.
I know.
Oh, no, it'll be because we're gonna run through the two of them first, but we have some cool things that we're gonna give away
Give away things!
in a bit. Which one of you to go back to? I feel like we haven't seen you in longer than it's been since he got stumbly around.
Yeah,
you had
and I
less
was
screen time.
confused during my scene. So
Yeah. Aren't we all?
I forgot something.
Oh, what'd you forget?
I forgot what you told me about things.
But
Oh,
now you
you
remember
can write me a
things.
note, and that'll
Yeah,
be
it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
So, through this conversation that you had with Zendar actually did not happen chronologically at the same time these other things were going on. They seem to have happened a little bit before that part, and so at the this portion here will also be slightly ahead of where they're at. We will catch back up with you later, but right now the thing that's about to happen is we see through your eyes the water. You are submerged. Plants, plant life, some little bit of coral that you're kind of like hiding behind a little bit, about 60 feet away from what looks to be a cove. You had quite a bit of time trading with different sailors, and you picked up a little bit of halfling here and there from some of the halfling traders that like to come by and trade off certain items with you. Sometimes you even picked up little things for your Baroness, I think, as an intermediary. And you're basically like trying to keep yourself hidden, even though there's probably nobody in this vicinity that's going to recognize you under the water in this way. And you watch the keen of a boat go through the water. It seems to be a fairly large boat, somewhat heavy, sitting probably about 15 or 20 feet wide, submerged portion, and pretty deep as well.
Okay.
Coast overhead, you swim up towards the I think that's the keen that I'm thinking of, up towards the bottom, and you start to kind of like go alongside it until you reach what looks like the inlet of a cave system.
In the boat?
No.
Oh.
Like you're following it into
Oh,
the inlet of
okay.
a cave system.
Okay.
You slowly peek your eyes above the water, and in a very, like one of kind of the darker little areas there, you scan about, and you see that there are various pirates offloading things and being somewhat rowdy, their laughter echoing throughout the cave. And you see a couple of emblems that you're not quite sure what they mean. You're not versed in these, but make me an intelligence check. So yeah, just
This one.
roll it and roll your intelligence bonus.
It's a 9.
Okay. You try and commit those to memory. I'll give you something later that allows you to kind of have. Let's see, is that a? No, not that one. Okay, what about that? You do not have all the sound sets that I do loaded.
Sounds are quiet. What sounds are you looking for?
I was looking for a cove, the sea, that
Raucous
kind of stuff.
pirates.
Do that. Yeah, just do that.
Ooh.
There's no foghorn.
Oh.
That's a harbor bay.
We'll just see what happens here. Good enough. So you're kind of like watching. You're trying to commit that to memory. You do notice that there seems to be enough room in this area to probably have 2 ships safely move in or out. And you notice that, well, actually, do you want to get any closer? Or do you want to, you are basically following through on a little bit of recon that Zendar has sent you on.
I do want to get a little closer and see, but I'm doing it very cautiously.
You staying in the water?
Yes.
Okay.
I would just like my eyes to be peering off the skin of the water.
Cool. Roll me a stealth check, and you can do it at advantage.
Okay. Both at once?
Both at once. Take the higher.
I got rolled a natural 20.
Crit!
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I thought, but I could see the other one. I thought you double crit on that.
No.
Well, okay, so
Not
so
that good.
you actually do this thing where like you're swimming along and like you just dip under a little bit, move a little closer, and pop up. You like just kind of do this little weave thing where you're like moving a little closer, but like minimizing any type of ripples from the water that you would get. But there's still some of the waves rolling through. And you actually make your way up to where the ships dock, and how that extends a little bit further out, and you can look up into the cave system a little bit more, and you see that there are some crates that people seem to be packing. Some of them seem to be filled with satchels. Some of them seem to be filled with fruit. As best you can tell, they're pretty big, and they look like some sort of like strawberry peach type thing.
Okay. They know what this is?
Who? Doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're not there.
All right. What exactly was this mission that Zendar...
Just for you to go check
Just
out
to
the
go
area
look?
and report back.
He didn't want me to do anything else besides look around.
I mean, not unless you want to take some matters into your own hands for some reason.
I don't, because I don't find satchels and fruit very suspicious.
Okay.
And I'm doing what Zendar told me because I like him.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to know what you see.
Well,
going
I would
on
just be very careful to commit this to memory and bring it back.
here. Okay, give me another intelligence check.
2 or 1?
Just one.
Okay. 13.
Okay. So you take another glance up at the emblems that are aboard, like seem to be either stamped onto some of the crates or on portions of the ship, and you kind of try and squint and look at the people a little bit and get like a better idea of what is, like who they are, what they are, etc. But you do have a limited amount of time actually on land, and most of that is there in Chol.
Okay.
So you've pretty much gotten probably the majority of what you're going to see in this without actually getting onto land. So those would probably be your options, would be to go back and let him know what you've seen, or to go and investigate further.
Maybe I should investigate a little further.
Yeah?
Just a bit.
Okay.
I want to do a good job.
Okay.
You're a good employee.
How far? What would you like to do? Like, so, okay, let me rephrase this. Now there are, as you're coming up, you are kind of like between, like you haven't gotten right up to the land area yet, you know, but the dock that leads up to the ship and the little loading ramp, you can see that. You can see men going back and forth, and there's some women going back and forth, and they seem to be mostly human. There does seem to be some orcs.
Okay.
You do notice a very large, what you would consider to be like a land manatee sort of
cow?
thing. Maybe.
Okay.
Walking off, and you do know from, actually, roll
land
me a
sea
history
cow.
check. Roll me a
Okay.
history check.
5.
Okay. You just think, wow, this is a huge manatee. And it sprouted legs and horns. It's crazy.
This is a great land sea cow.
Yeah. And you do remember that there are You do remember that sometimes these land sea cow spend quite a bit of time on ships, usually together though. You don't rarely, this is rare to see them with other races on the seas or doing these things. So that's kind of further informs the idea that this doesn't necessarily seem to be some sort of a legitimate operation.
So where am I right now?
Right now, you were like, if you think about like a dock,
Yeah.
you are basically right at the edge of where the dock would be, but you're down in the water, so you're about 10 to 15 feet down, and you were right next to the ship, like probably up at the bow, and you can see the ramp, and like just enough to where you can see the type of people that are moving back and forth and seem to be loading things up on the ship and moving some things off of the ship.
Would it be possible for me to swim to the back of the ship
Yeah.
and see if I can scale up unseen?
You want to try and scale up the ship,
Yeah.
or go around to the back of the ship and just see what's there first?
Well, first I'm going to go to the back of the ship because I think there's fewer people over there.
Okay, so you swim back around to the back of the ship, which is closest to the mouth of the cave, and you do notice that there seems to be like a little increase. It's sort of like if a beach was going up, just underneath, reaching up to where the dock stops, and seems to kind of move into that cave area.
So just like a lot of sand.
Seems to be like it was built up, or that it was part of the natural thing, and the dock moves over, and the beams for the dock are it's kind of rooted in this sand along the way, but it doesn't go. So the wall for the rock sand, it doesn't go all the way up to the top there. It just kind of like comes about this way, where you could stand and probably be like eye level, like just be able to look up through the cracks of the dock, and coincidentally, you could also walk to the end and like kind of like grab on and like climb up, like pull yourself up on top of the dock if you wanted to.
Is there any cover on the dock?
You would have to go to, well, let's see. Roll me a perception check.
11. Wait.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't take a whole lot of perception to see the crates that are there on the edge that seem to have been like offloaded and like stacked off to the side, but there's not a whole lot of room for footing there. They seem to have been not put flush, but like, you know, moved pretty close to the edge to make as much room as possible on the dock.
Are they heavier than me?
How would you know that?
I would push on them a little bit.
You would have to get on the dock in order
Darn
to push
it.
them.
Okay. I could reach from the water.
So the water and the sand and everything like that. The sand where this
Okay.
like that you would have to pull up. It's just about 6 or 7 feet, so it's like enough that you could like reach up and grab and then pull yourself up.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, behind the boxes.
Yes.
Okay, so give me a athletics check.
Ooh, I have points in that. Oh no.
What,
I rolled a 1, which gives me a total of 6.
but you rolled a 1.
So
I'm supposed to be good at it.
So the way that this would normally work is that it is kind of a home rule, albeit a very widespread home rule, that a 1 on a skill check is going to lead to hilarity, and it probably will.
Okay.
But the actual rule says that there are no critical successes or failures for skill checks.
Okay.
Being that this is your first game of this nature in this area in the arena, I will let you pick. No, I will let you narrate what happens. That way, you are in essence picking also what you rolled.
How badly do you not do it?
How badly do what?
What happens because you're not going to really succeed at this.
So, I'm trying to grip up there.
You definitely get both hands up there and you like grab on nice and tight.
And then I slide my leg up, but then it just like kind of skids off the side of the boat, and I'm like this, and I try to put my foot back where it was, but I miss again, and then I fall back into the water, but in a very undignified way.
Oh yeah.
That's a very polite way of putting that.
Especially since there was like sand underneath you.
Yeah.
So then how I'm envisioning what just happened was you go to reach up and grab onto the thing, and you try and like stick your leg out to like try and like use some wall or something.
But it doesn't
And you're like
work.
monkeying kind of back and forth trying to get up, and your foot like slides off of the pillar that's there, and the pylon, and you start to like, and you like just let go and fall. And give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh no. 3.
Okay.
I'm doing so badly. Oh, +2. That's 5.
Okay, I was about to say, is that another natural one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start to fall back, and you do not actually land in the water, preventing quite a lot of noise. You actually thud to the ground next to the water as it laps up over, like just kind of like hitting you in the face, which doesn't sound as bad as it would for most people because you love the water.
So I am not uncomfortable by it, but I did hear the noise.
Yeah, you're more uncomfortable about the sand that's getting in all of the, in like everything that you're wearing and whatnot. The sand muffled the noise of you falling. You're welcome.
Okay.
That's your freebie.
No more. I'm glad we used it on something important.
Do you want to know how it would go if you didn't?
No, it's cool. I believe you could make it go very poorly for me. All right, at this point, I curse silently to myself. I'm miffed that I messed this up.
What would a
because
trident curse sound like?
I don't know how the language sounds yet.
It's not, you don't have to do like the language. You can tell me like, oh, you know, like something like, oh, maybe it's like sea manatees suck or something. I don't know. But
Sure.
just something, you know, it sounds in character or in theme of the
By the
trident.
spines of an urchin.
Yeah,
The
that could be.
spines of urchin.
By the spines of an urchin.
That sounds very piratey. I don't know if that's my deal. I'm not a pirate.
By the undertow.
Like,
You have there is a patron deity, yes, that you.
yes, but I've forgotten his name.
I shall refresh you.
So,
Not old tomorrow.
So anyway, in the meantime, you do your little cursing.
yes, I'm pretty miffed at myself because I thought I would do a great job here. I had my confidence built up by Zindar. I felt like I was doing a good thing. I just sort of sigh, and like since I'm half in the water, I just start rolling into the deeper part of the water, and I leave.
Give me a stealth check.
Roll, roll, roll. A roll in the bay.
15.
Okay. So you do
Plus
manage
2.
17.
Yeah.
Cool. You do manage to kind of like almost as though you were a beached whale.
Yep.
Shimmy / roll.
Just roll right back
awkwardly
into it.
Into the water. And once you finally get into a deep enough portion that you can level out a little bit more and you're not like just a little snake slithering across the top, what's your plan now?
I'm going to report back.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you start back down the coast.
I'm kind of annoyed with how badly I've done, and my confidence is shaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it takes you a few days actually to get back to where you were, which was
Oh, I thought it was close.
well, it's down around
Okay.
the coast. So if you were to look at a map and you were better than Lepad, you would want to take notice to the southwest of the island, or it's not an island anymore, the peninsula, where Zindar needed some information about those sort of things. In the time to catch us up chronologically, you would have made you would have come back and reported, and we'll have that conversation, I guess, in a little bit. Lepad, you continue to walk. You are headed towards Port Nyanzaru, right?
Mm-hmm. And I want to add, as I'm doing that, I'm like little like action movie montage of me like grabbing leaves and things and adding them to make like a big beard of leaves and any other things I can find to just whittle and make me look scarier. Because the pad is a changed frog. It's kind of been dead. Just wanted to throw that in.
Yeah, no, I like it. So through through your walk back, you just start to accumulate other leaves and like you kind of like rub it against the sap of a tree to like stick it on and stuff.
Yeah, just want, yeah.
Okay.
Adding to my already leaf goatee.
Right, to the leaf goatee. So are you building it up around the side too? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh my
The
God.
full edition of mutton chops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I assume that he's like
Yeah.
basically going all the way up to here. So
It's really cute.
roll me
It's supposed to be
a
intimidating.
roll me a perception check. Something special happens if you crit.
Oh, it's a 10.
That is not a crit, so we can keep moving.
Okay.
5% chance. It's last.
So you head, so you continue to like grab leaves and like poke them into, and sometimes you'll like take some sap and like get it on, as the beard starts to grow out a little bit, instead of it just being slapping leaves down, you actually take some twigs and like poof it out a little bit and cover that with the leaves so that it looks like it's actually a nice full beard,
Amazing.
like you've seen on some of the short, squatty human things that are walking around.
Yeah.
That are just a smidge taller than you, but like twice as wide. You've seen some of that going on, so you're like, yeah, those look scary. I'm gonna do that. So by the time you reach the city gates, and which part of the city are you approaching? You would be coming from the east, so you're looking at kind of like the, not Mylar's throat, but the.
You need a map?
What are
I
the
just finished writing the mod for that thing. I should know it.
Do the tracks lead to a certain point that I should be approaching?
They seem to move in towards. Thank you. Through yes, Tariki Anchorage, which is where you guys came in last time, and moved through the. And that's where the dinosaur races mostly come from. Like that's where the pens are for all of them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll move. I'll just follow the tracks towards that part.
Okay. So you continue to make your way through the area. Are you going to go into the actual town?
Do I still have my band that I had?
Nope.
That's gone.
Not only that, the tracks have become far more numerous, considering this is one of the major ways in, and dinosaur tracks are also muddied into it along with any other races that might be in there. So.
Yeah, sure, I'll try to go in.
Okay. How?
Yeah, Pat.
Well,
Yeah,
let's see.
Pat.
Okay. Wait. So what's foot traffic like around here? Can I look for? I want to look for an area where I can like climb over the wall.
Oh, there's definitely basically the Tariki Anchorage looks like a series of kind of like hovels, but like apartment style. So they're really dingy. If you think about like, and this is not to rip on the Middle East at all, but like what a broken down mud style built on top of each other kind of situation would be. Or if you were to think about like some of the Native American stuff from, I think in New Mexico, there was a couple of them that were built into
the
like,
walls.
walls
And stuff. Yeah.
of mountains and stuff. So it's like that, only without the plateaus available.
I'm assuming there's guards at the entrance, right?
Like
Not here.
Ah.
So there's a gate which actually protects the main city, and that's where the guards are, and that's where you got checked in last time.
Oh, I see. So I'm just going to like sort of shanty town off to the side. Is that?
Well, yeah, then that's where the dinosaur pens are, and like I'm actually not sure how good grungs smell, but like I'm not your BO, but like how good your sense of smell is. So I'm not sure how much to give you smell-wise right now,
Okay.
but you see that there's quite a bit of excrement in different areas.
Is there a big crowd milling about?
There seems to be a lot of. This seems to be like where the less affluent spend most of their time. There's a lot of living area here. There seems to be, or from what you actually recall from before, there may be a little bit of a black market in this area, and people just trying to scratch out a living.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna put up my hood and kind of cloak myself.
Do you have a hood?
Do I have a cloak? I
You
thought I
have
had a cloak.
Where-
Did I ever get rid of that? I never explicitly got rid of it when I was in the market. Remember? When it wrapped me up all ET
Oh,
style?
the one that Yulasani gave you?
Yeah.
I assumed that was hers that she just put on you to borrow.
Oh, but I mean, never
You know
said
what?
that we gave it back.
Roll me a d4.
Okay.
Odds you did, evens you didn't.
Okay. 4.
So even. So you didn't give it back.
Okay.
You just let her fall off the cliff without her cloak.
Yes.
Is it a very short cloak on you, or is it about the right size?
It's about the right size. Yulasani's a
she's-
gnome.
yeah.
It looks good on you.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop that
So
up.
you pop the hood up. You've got your little green beard.
He's a Jedi.
He's a Yoda.
Well, he's like Mark Hamill as old Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, sure.
Except he's
So,
10
I
feet
mean,
tall.
And
go in there.
you're climbing the side of the.
Well, no. Now that I thought this was a guarded area. So.
This part isn't, but to
Yeah.
approach the actual city, it would be.
Okay. Well, okay. All right.
So if you wanted to climb up and try
I was
to,
going to go into the shady parts.
you're definitely there.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm just already here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Shady as in criminal, or shady as in covered by shadows?
Either one, you're there.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know really where to go next because I lost the tracks.
You did lose the tracks,
yeah.
but you do know that they're somewhere here in Port Nainzaro.
Okay. Do I see any things that anybody that look like they'd know some thieves' cant around? Or any signs or symbols or anything?
You
like
notice a lot of these things, like just kind of like you pick up that there are different types of, almost like a different dialect of thieves' cant that is just put over this from a conversation.
Gotcha. I
That's-
figured
That was an inside reference.
inside reference. Yeah.
Different types of thieves' cant that maybe seem like they would come from the other side of, like onto the Forgotten Realms, like the Sword Coast, or in there are a couple of things that you recognize, but none of them that seem like they would have come from like Grung in origin, for the most part. But you do kind of like you can pick up the signs of like danger here or like guards here, like patrol this route kind of thing. So you can
I wanna-
actually avoid the standard patrol that happens, and you can also pick up on a little joke that's in there that says like once a day, haha, as far as the patrol thing goes.
Okay. I want to like go into the shady part and see, like, I don't know, look for some kind of tavern or place that shady people would gather and talk about things.
Okay, so you're just going to find a dive bar.
Yes.
Got it. So little Yoda goes to a dive bar.
Adorable.
So cute.
You are back there with Zendar now, and he's like, "So tell me what you saw."
Oh, me. Well, I swam into a cove following a large ship, and it looked like there was room for two. From what I could tell from the ship, it was suspicious. There
Okay.
was a land sea cow, just one, crates of various satchels and fruit, and different sorts of people, orcs, humans.
How close to this satchel did you get? Did you get a good look at it?
I tried,
Okay.
and I failed. And I should have tried again, but it just reminded me of some past time when I didn't live up to what I was supposed to do, and it sent me to a spiral, and I just came back, and I'm sorry.
All right. Did you notice any other things that stood out to you?
There were these strange symbols.
Okay. Now,
I don't recognize them.
roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
The first one you got was a 9. The second one you got was a 13. So, I need you to roll in between the two of them in order to remember both symbols you saw.
So is that a 10
Okay.
to 12 or a 9 to 13?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah!
What'd you get?
17.
Okay. So you recall that. So what I'm going to do here was that you were going to recall at least one of them, and I'm going to describe it to you.
Okay.
but you're going to recall at least one of them on either side. If you had gotten in between, I would have given you both.
Okay.
So what you recall is a, looked like a sun, and you specifically counted 10 points.
Okay.
The other one kind of didn't, you couldn't really tell if it was decoration or if it was a thing. It just kind of looked like a snake diving into water. That's
Okay.
the best you got out of that. And so when you relay this to him, he kind of like rubs on the tendrils that, kind of like the facial hair that a half dragon would have, these little tendrils. Kind of rubs them back and forth a little bit. And let's see if he can make sense of what you just told him. So he says, all right, I'm happy that you did not try to engage with an entire pirate community. Although I would have appreciated a little clearer context, maybe a way to record the information or to sketch down things would be a better way to return the information. Although you also must make sure that if you're caught, you have a quick way to relieve yourself of it.
All right.
It's okay. These are,
I'm learning.
yes, and you're worth it. He says, check with our Susie on the way out. Yes, his receptionist is named Susie.
Great.
Yeah, big glasses.
Yeah,
She's very
she's
sweet.
a temp. It's fine. Just check with her on the way out. She'll have the note for you for the bank, and we'll take care of the apartment again for the month. I mean, don't worry about that for now. But you've got a little bit of money to get you through the next month,
Well, you.
and save some of it. Put like 10% in the bank or something. Okay,
Compound.
for God's sake.
All right.
All right. And I will send you a summons when we have a little bit, when I've got something next for you to do.
All right. I'll be ready.
You are still training, right? You're not letting your skills go to waste, yes?
Of course.
Okay. Good. And
Are you going to tell her the land sea cow was on 2 feet?
she
The
didn't
what?
tell me about the land sea cow.
No, when she saw it.
She didn't tell me.
Oh, I didn't?
You didn't tell me that part. So,
You're right. I do have to take notes.
So we're going to go on break. I will open up the raffle during the break, and then we will draw the raffle right when we come back from it. And then I think we'll do another raffle at the end of the show as well after we do that raffle.
So we were raffling on the first raffle.
On the first raffle, I have this thing.
I did tell you about the land sea cow.
Yeah.
You did, but you
During
didn't.
the thing?
Didn't say
She
all
did.
of
but
I
you
did.
She didn't say it was on 2 feet. You said there was a land sea cow, and then there
No.
was people.
I just said it was there, and I thought it was unusual because there was one.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I was just wondering if Rudy was going to point out to you that the land sea cow was on 2 feet.
What?
There's 1,000 people waiting for a giveaway.
Yeah,
good.
so we're done.
Let's do
We're
the
talking about
giveaway.
now.
So we have the super awesome brick, as they are called, of miniatures from WizKids. Thank you, WizKids.
Yay, thanks for
You
that.
guys should say thank you, WizKids. Whether you win it or not, they're giving us these so that we can give them to you, and it's not the only one. Why is it?
That
Oh.
camera.
That camera?
Okay. Hi, other camera that I am not looking at directly.
That's our camera.
Yeah, I'm not looking at you. Okay. So we want to get back into the story here in a little bit. So here is here's the brick. We're going to raffle that off during. As soon as we go on break, I'm going to open up the raffle. You will look to see Rudy Woot say, ! Moobot, raffle open.
Aww.
And then you will type ! Raffle to be entered into the raffle. And then we will pull when we get back, and then I will immediately open up another raffle for a few winning things at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Okay? Thanks for coming and hanging out. We're enjoying the game. I hope you are too. And we will talk to you shortly. I'm going to go ahead and type that thing in while we're waiting.
Type,
for
type, type.
Yeah, do it.
I still say we need.
love me a line, but your words have no weight. And someone took the bait. Now the hook just drifts in the waves. No, I didn't hear a word after you said her name in my ears. How it rang from lips these fingers used to trace. Don't wanna track you inside. You said you still felt my currents in your knees. Love made us strong, love makes us weak, and time changes things. You said makes us
Be good enough. We'll get some music here in a second. But welcome back to D&D and Maze Arcana present Fury's Fate, The Aftermath. I think we're just going to call it, we'll just go with that.
Sure.
Fury's Fate, The Aftermath. There's music. So, I think we said we were going to raffle this away. So, while that's happening, then they can't see it if it goes
I
to
was
you.
going to put it up there.
Okay. Let's see. Raffle Draw. Moobot. Moobot Raffle Draw. Congratulations already. I haven't said your name yet because I haven't hit the button. But we're going to go ahead and I'll do this one, and then I will open the raffle setup again, and we will do maybe 2 to 4 other raffles at the end of the show. It will not be for this. It may also be for miniatures. It may also be for digital content. We had some fun stuff. Also, if you're going to be at TwitchCon, we have some really awesome giveaways for Friday, and some of them are digital as well. So if you're hanging out in the crowd, we might be able to do something like that for you too. Anywho, entire game kind of awesome.
Awesome.
What? What was that? What are you saying? No, anyway, I'm going to hit the button.
Who won?
You're not going to believe it.
Is it me?
The Ultimate Penguin 77.
What?
Wow.
You know who I think that is?
The Ultimate Penguin?
77 specifically.
Oh.
Ultima Penguin 77.
Would that be
Okay,
Lord Britain?
I think that's Joe.
Oh.
Whoever you are,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Congratulations! Yay!
Joe?
Omedetou.
Yeah, it's probably not.
That was Joe.
No.
Whoever?
He's just a huge Penguin fan, but
He's a
he might
huge
like
Penguin
Ultima Online. I don't know.
Ultima Online.
I
Penguin.
still think
77, the year Star Wars premiered.
Yes, but I was actually thinking he was going more for a certain hockey player's name.
although I still think it's Lord Britain.
Not
Okay.
where my brain goes.
What if it's Ultima Online Club Penguin
That's been
And
closed
Star
down.
Wars.
And
Star
Star
Wars?
Wars.
There's so many theories.
And they were born in 77.
we are crafting this.
I believe, I don't think she's on iTunes. I think she's on, she might be, but I think she's on SoundCloud for sure. Ultima Penguin, assuming you were coherent,
What?
we'll send this to you. And if you live outside the States, the standing rule for most of this stuff is if you provide the shipping, we'll send it. But anybody else that's in the Heezy of the US Easy? I don't know, I thought
I
that
don't
was
know where that
terrible.
came from.
I didn't like it.
We'll send that to you. We'll take care of that. I just can't afford $75 to go to.
Ship something overseas.
What if it's 77?
Huh?
If it's
Exactly.
77.
Then I definitely won't be doing
$77
it.
on the dot.
So the extra stuff we'll raffle that stuff off after the show or towards the end there, provided we have enough time,
Yay.
which we probably will. Just depends on how soon we can get one of them to die. So then, as we drop back into our game,
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that I've now moved the sound thing
The audio.
off of my computer, so I'm pressing
Why
the
isn't it
sound
going
down
down?
button. Okay, so as we return, you two are stumbling back into. You finally found your way. Well, actually, no.
5
I don't
hours,
want
you're not sober yet?
I don't want to ruin this. Yeah, most people have to sleep it off. No, but we left you guys sitting in the alleyway. You dropped down and you're sitting there talking, and I imagine that you are now sitting opposite of him, like both of you Indian style, kind of like, and you're like giving him like a little pep talk, and he's
Yeah.
probably like half drunk.
It's his fault.
So that's where we're at when we drop back in.
Cool. I'm like, I assume that he's been mostly silent, lost in thought. I've started to just fall asleep.
Awesome. Both of you, well, actually, go ahead and roll me a Constitution save.
Me?
Just you, yes.
19.
Okay, so you start to nod out about like and then all of a sudden you remember that there was something you guys were trying to do before
Right.
this pity party started.
We're supposed, are we
What?
close to Zindar?
Zindar,
Oh my god, can you imagine?
do
Right
not
next door.
do not say that to his face.
Sorry.
I think it's You've been wandering around all over. I think it's this way.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
After we get a job, we can sleep.
Come on. You've been sad for a long time, I assume, because I'm pretty sure I took a nap. So come on. I try to lift him up.
Fine, I'll get up in a bit.
Okay, so as you guys both rise up to your feet and you start to feel, you like move out of the alleyway and the little bit of shade that it was giving, you can see that the sun is coming about to midday and the hustle and bustle inside the city. You almost have to take a step back to avoid being crushed by a brontosaurus foot landing right in front of you. And then continuing on. Both of you give me Constitution saving throws.
Those will take your arm off.
6.
14.
Okay.
Don't puke on me.
Look. I got nothing. I got no follow-up. There's no follow-up.
You got a what?
6.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
All right. So as you started to feel really, really tired coming out of that, you have 1 level of exhaustion. You, sir, are okay. But you notice that she is very sleepily.
Relatively.
Huh?
Relatively.
Relatively. You are not. You don't have a level of exhaustion. But you are pulling. You do notice that you're kind of like, as you guys are getting closer and closer to Zindar's office. Both of you do notice that you're actually carrying her more than you had before. You are still conscious. You just are
I
not.
just feel exhausted.
You're just super tired. You're like me on a Thursday.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys amble up to the office, nice official looking building, and you. What would you like to do from there?
Walk up and the door, see if it's open because it's daytime. It should be.
Yep, it's open.
Walk in.
You two stumble in. You see a somewhat mousy woman sitting behind a desk that looks too big for her.
It's the same one as the last time, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Just to double check, I've never met Zindar.
Roll me a history check.
16.
Okay. You have not personally met him,
I know
but
who
you
he
do
is.
know who he is
Okay.
because in order to get anything in or out of Chult, especially any type of artifacts or magic items, and yes, you do things for the adventure hell of it, but like for the Chult or for the Pulse of Chult, you were trying to specifically get it into a
Right.
into a museum because you knew of a couple that were magically sealed, and it would be probably pretty safe there.
Yeah.
Outside of like some huge operation to break in and take things and nullify all that magic.
Right.
But you don't really know him. You guys stumble in. You see the mousy secretary,
Kind of straighten up a little bit.
and she smells you coming.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to speak to Zindar, please.
Okay, who are you? I can see if he's in.
I'm Captain Dorigas. I'm a friend of his. It's been a little bit, but I thought I would speak to him.
Oh my god. I'm so tired. Can I sit down?
If
Are there seats?
Who's this one?
Hi. I'm Reef. Can I sit down? Please?
You want to sit right there?
Yeah.
You're just
I,
gonna
like,
plop down
kinda
on
like
the floor
pat,
like
like gingerly pat myself away from him and sit.
Give me a perception check.
It was almost a 19. It's a 1.
Okay.
So
So as you plop down on the ground, your face just leans against the desk and starts you start to get the pillow kind of imprint thing
Sure.
going on, but it's like with the little ornate style, so you kind of have like a Mike Tyson thing, like
Great,
feeling
yeah.
Is it
against the
cool
skin.
and
It is
soothing?
cool. It's cooler than outside for certain. However, as you do, just out of the corner of your eyes, you see there looks like to be like, is that a bench or a chair or some? I'm not sure. Whatever.
okay.
So you were just leaned against her desk, slightly snoring.
Great. Perfect. I'm in my element.
And then she goes,
I apologize
did
for that.
Did she actually just sit down there?
Yes.
And she tries to look over the desk, but it's too big like for her to even see you over there. She's like, okay.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
I'm Susie.
Hello, Susie.
Hi.
You don't usually work here.
No, I'm a temp. I'm from the agency.
Oh. Then, would it be possible for you to go and ask Zindar if I could speak with him and perhaps a drink of water?
You need some water?
It would be a great benefit in this heat.
Are you gonna bathe in it?
Persuasion.
Oh,
Because you could probably use some a little.
Oh, of course, we will definitely be cleaning up soon. But just a little something now would be very handy.
Okay, I'll be right back. She gets up and she kind of like sputters over towards
I'll nudge.
You've been there before, so she sputters over to where you know where the kitchen is in there, like the little break room area, and she comes back a little bit with a pail, like a little bucket, and she goes, "I know it's not enough for a shower."
That's all right. I think that would be perfectly fine.
Okay, I talked to.
Nudge her on the floor with my boot a little bit.
Okay, I talked to. I reached him on his sending stone.
Oh, he's not in the office.
No, he's here.
Oh,
I always have to call him on the sending stone. I'm not supposed to tell you that. Okay.
that's okay. I didn't hear it.
Okay, good. He said you can go ahead into the office and just sit down.
All right. Which office? His office?
Yeah.
All right.
And she points to like the big ornate doors that are like kind of not out of place, but they're taller than all the other doors in the area by like a solid few feet. And she goes like, she just kind of looks at you a little odd, and she's like, that door.
All right.
You gonna take her?
Yeah, I'm gonna nudge her a little bit. If she doesn't respond, I'm gonna take a little bit of the water from the bucket and just splash it into her face.
Give me a con saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Wow. These con rolls are bad.
So you're just like an alarm clock. You start hitting his leg.
Stop it. Maybe she'll stay here.
Oh, okay. So she, are you gonna just stay there?
I got
Okay.
a 5.
All right. So you stay there. You don't even like. You're actually. It smells better for you just a little bit as he's actually moving away. Although not by much because
Right.
you still have
Because I
quite
also
a bit of.
smell bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys aren't quite to the point where you have that alcohol after headache smell.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Yes, you don't, because you don't drink at all. But Doriguez does. So you walk into the office and you are sitting there.
I'll keep away from the table a little bit while I try to use the water to kind of wash off some of the grime from the night.
Okay, and you can see that Zindar seems to be reading a book.
Is it one of Johann Wilder's books?
You can't quite tell because it looks like he's trying to hide it.
Okay.
Like behind, it's like one of those things where like the book is just kind of like peeking up over some other paperwork
He's got like
and another book. Like there's like
he's
a
got
ledger.
a log. Yeah. Ledger.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
he's like trying like.
I'll wait. I'll get cleaned up slightly, and then I'll go. Zindar.
Yeah, have Susie get you whatever you want. Just
I was here to seek some work.
I meant like a refreshment or something. If you want to get a refreshment, it's on my. I'll pay for it. Just you can tell her to unlock the reserve for you. It's fine. I can smell you outside.
I think I'm fine for that right now.
Usually when people are coming off of the booze, they're not. So maybe you take another swig or something to get yourself level again.
Perhaps I should. What are you reading? It seems you're very intently looking
Go
at
do that.
someone's
Go do that.
chart. Fine. I'll step out.
And as soon as you go out, he finishes like that chapter, and he takes and he slides like he slides it into an open desk drawer and then closes it, and you can just kind of hear that faint click back there. And then as you come back in, he's got the ledger, and he makes a big show of closing it and then putting it down on the desk. So
When I'm out there, I'll check on her, see if she's awake yet.
no.
Okay.
So as you walk back in, he goes, puts it down on the side, and says, "What can I do for you?"
Zindar, I'm looking for some work.
What kind of work? What happened? Wait a minute. You look rough.
It has not been a very fruitful adventure. This trip, I sent the ship away for a time while I deal with some issues here. But I will need some cash flow while I'm here.
You sent the ship away.
Yes,
'Cause
it was safer that way.
well, it sounded from what the paperwork looked like was that you didn't have a ship anymore. It was the Sea Sphinx was being requisitioned to a different officer entirely.
No, I just let someone else take it away for a short time. I didn't pass over the title.
So do you even own the title?
Yes.
I thought that you were an Amish or an Omnian merchant vessel.
But I have to provide my own ship.
Did you?
Yes.
Huh. Maybe if you're good, I'll let you look through the paperwork and see what I've seen.
Oh, has someone been trying to circumvent things?
Whatever you did out there, there's some ladies that are not happy with you.
Oh, there's that.
So, why do you look so rough? Why are they so upset?
There was a misunderstanding that started it. Someone who I was employed by had a lovely wife who needed some company. Afterwards, she seemed to be mad that I wasn't spending enough time with her and was spending company with other ladies. And as a result, she put us in a situation where we were declared.
I don't need that
in a bad
whole thing. I
situation.
know all of that.
After that,
What happened when
We
you
came
went into the
here.
jungle?
well, we wandered into the deep part of the jungle with the guides and found the pulse of Cholt. Unfortunately, it detonated.
So you found it. It's
We did.
real.
It was. It detonated.
How?
We were trying to remove it from the heart of a small grung.
It was in a grung?
This cult leader, priest, put it in there to control it, feed it. I don't know. I'm not a mage. I have no idea how that works. But our sorceress was trying to extract it and at the same time save the life of the small grung when it didn't work.
Was she the Howruan?
She was, or is.
She's as drunk as you are.
Not always.
Since she got back to port, that's what my people have been saying.
She had some issues, like those of us who went through that. It was very traumatizing, as you can imagine. We lost one of my crew, Vartak, if you remember him.
Yep, that was my next question.
Yes, he
How'd that one go?
badly.
What about you? You seem just fine,
No, I'm
physically.
far from fine.
Okay. But
I wish I was in there.
I did not put myself in a situation like he did.
interesting.
But I
Did you run?
No.
It sounds like he went into something and you let him die.
He went into something before we could stop him. It was too late.
So you're losing some of your command authority is what I'm hearing.
He was never much to follow authority.
I know something like that.
But between that and other issues, I thought it would be best if they took a small separation from me while I handled this piracy thing so that they could go visit their families and go about their lives without my problems causing them problems.
Because the little short, stout one said that they were going to, for good.
Well, for a while.
Interesting stories. I wonder what to make of them. So what kind of work are you looking for?
Whatever.
Whatever?
I am not being too picky at the moment. I would just like some. I do have a friend. She's out in your lobby at the moment. She was hoping to take another jaunt into the jungle in case there are any bits of the pulse left. I'm not sure if that's wise, safe, or even possible. But some work around here to get some funds to possibly outfit that.
And just whatever. So the great Captain Dorriguez. I guess I should just call you Serge.
No.
Sarge.
Captain Dorriguez works fine.
Serger. Dorriguez. The great Dorriguez is absolutely fine going down to the anchorage and shoveling.
I think my skills would be better put to other tasks.
And what skills are those these days?
I still can carry a blade. I can still get into areas.
That sort of thing. All right. I think I'm going to need to see just how dull you've gotten. And we're going to go to the grung while you stare blankly at him, wondering what the hell he means.
No, I know exactly what it means.
Oh, yeah. So, grung, sir, what is your status right now? You went into the dive bar, right?
Yes.
And as you walk into the dive bar, roll me the d20.
Okay. That would be a 6.
Okay. So as you walk in, music fades, and you notice that you are easily the smallest thing in this room. And the appearance of your heavy cloak and the interesting green beard that you have kind of like draws even more attention than you were hoping to conceal with it. As you look around up at the other beings in the room, they seem to range in skin tone from like a green to a brown of different sorts. Little shades in between that. And all of them seem to be very heavily muscled. And some of them turn back to what they're doing. But most of them just stare at you. What are you going to do?
So I'm assuming there's bartender, right?
Maybe.
In a bar?
Okay.
It looks as though there is a bar, but you don't necessarily see a bartender behind it.
Okay. Well,
You just see you see actually like 3 kegs that have been nozzled and are sitting on the counter with their little, with the legs to keep them from rolling.
okay. Was there anyone that looks like they're running the place?
Not right now, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna stroll through there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep with puffing out the chest,
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hop up on a stool.
Mm-hmm.
My plan just went out the door. So, anyone look like they're in charge in there? Anyone look important or noteworthy?
Give me a perception check. Okay.
I'm pointing completely away from you.
Why you just keep going on 6, man?
Is your die hating you tonight?
Yeah, well,
You get a
yeah,
6?
perception. Well, perception, but blah blah blah. 12.
12.
Altogether.
Okay. It's really hard for you to see between this sea of green and orange orcs. Some of them look like they have a little bit more defined human features, but about half at least look to be full-blooded orcs. And they're, as you like crawl up on this thing, especially strutting through with your chest puffed, a lot of them are looking at you just like, what's this? Who's he going? Is it like all you hear like on the side? Like, so now you're sitting up on this stool and you kind of like pad yourself around, trying to like scan through the crowd, just short of the bar, and you're padding around. You're just this kind of 3-ish foot tall, brown cloak, green leafy beard, puffed out chest, strutting like in a circle.
I'm going in a circle?
Well, you're on a stool.
Oh, this.
You're using that to get a view of the people around.
gotcha.
So
Okay, yeah.
He's spinning around like that. What do you? And you don't really see anything there. As the kind of like sea of orcs, nobody looks like they're standing out as important. But a female, who also appears to be a pure blood orc, comes up with a stein in her hand and nudges you off the stool. Roll me a dexterity save. As she goes to fill her mug from the tap.
That would be a 26.
26. So as she just pushes you off, she's like kind of makes like a little laugh, like sorry I didn't see that. And you basically do like this grab onto the back and like almost matrix yourself down and grab onto the stools. And you're like looking up at her and she can hear it. But give me a sleight of hand check. That's how drunk those orcs are. They got this weird song going on.
Sleight of hand, you said? 10.
10. You do not catch your Yaquala before it clatters to the floor. No. So now you are sitting there. The Yaquala is only about a foot or so below you, but even the noise from the music now stops entirely as all of these orcs, eventually it will stop entirely.
There's no record scratches in this.
As the Yaquala hits the floor, it just dies, and all of them stare at you.
Okay, well then I'll stand up and say, I'm looking for someone.
They all kind of look around at each other.
I'll pick up the Yaquala because I know that's important to you.
So you start to do that. Give me a perception check.
9.
9. Okay. Give me a strength check, just flat.
11.
-1.
Yes.
Okay. So as you reach down, you say, "I'm looking for someone," and you reach down to try and grab your koala without breaking eye contact, and you feel around on the ground a little bit for it, and then when you feel it, you go to lift it up, and it just won't come up. And as you look back, you see that one of the orcs is stepping on the back.
And
right
then
on the
at that
haft.
moment, I think in my head, this is not going how I planned it at all.
Who are you looking for?
Anyone with some info?
About what?
There was a recent Grong massacre, and I'm looking for the people who did it. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? I'm trying to be as intimidating as I can.
Yeah, clearly. The orcs kind of look back and forth at each other, and they're like, "Were you the reason they got annihilated?"
No.
Because walking into a place like this on our night might just not be the smartest idea. We paid to rent this place out.
Is you throwing a party?
Not for you. Not that you bothered to ask before you came in here, brandishing weapons.
Well, technically, I dropped it.
And I might use it for a toothpick for the rest of my life.
Well, I hope it tastes terrible.
Let's see. You can feel it just slide out of the back of your hand. Do you want to try and keep a hold of it?
No, I just want to concentrate all ooziness on my palm as it's going.
Good.
Oh yeah.
So you go and you slide, and it slides out, and you just kind of like purposely like, and like kind of like almost push it to the, like your, no, it's pretty much only in your palm, yeah, because you've got this cloak on. So so you get it all. You try and like touch as much of it as you can on the way. It's like even like a weird kind of like. And
Just sad to see it go.
yeah. And he goes, he just kind of chuckles at you. And he goes, he takes it. And you see him stab over his shoulder. And when he comes back, there's this big, like, roasted apple on the other end. And he goes, ah, and all in one bite. Just takes it in and then licks the blade. And starts to pick his teeth with it.
Yes. Yes.
Let this work.
And
Hey,
then
hey. You see it?
I see it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then he just picks his teeth with it for a second and he goes, yeah, I might keep it. It's shiny. It's nice.
You like shiny things, huh?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I want to see you hop. God, I hope that worked.
Why is he telling you to hop?
Because I said so.
I'm not sure what that even means. No. Whatever that means, no.
Oh, Mr. No Hoppy.
You want your toothpick back?
Sure.
No. I think I'm gonna keep it. And he starts to pick his teeth again. And he turns to walk away. And as he does, he can't bring his feet one apart from the other. And he looks back at it, and this time he sees, when he pulls it back, the string of just that soupy, viscous, oily, mucus that you have on it. Just kind of stretch out. And he turns and he looks at you, and he's like, oh, I see. Okay, fine. And he has to hop to chase you. However, you haven't moved yet.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to stand your ground?
Well, is he turning?
He had not moved away from you yet.
Okay. So would
So-
would skirmisher come into play at all
Not
here?
yet, because
Okay.
he has to move into your area. So
I see.
basically he turns around, and you can see that he can't take the step forward, but he just starts to reach back, and he pops the back of the Yaquala to to the butt is right here. So he has as much reach with it. He's like, have your toothpick, and he tries to swing it at you. Nope. Okay. So
yeah. Okay. Well,
the first attack will miss. It's your turn. What are you gonna do?
okay. Well,
Our fight.
what's around me here? It's
All you really see is one stool and a sea of orcs. There's a bar to your right, and there is a window and some other stuff like that. And the front door, which you came from, is up a couple of steps.
yeah, such a bad idea.
Get him, Thrag.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh man. Okay. So I'm gonna step around. I'm gonna get around him towards the door,
Okay. So you move around him, and then how are you gonna go towards the door?
and then I guess dash towards the door.
Okay. So as you dash towards the door, he takes an opportunity attack on you. He will also miss that one, and then he will begin. You dash towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. and
So you
then-
take 50 feet, you hop basically to the door, and you start to hop out. He also tries to follow you. He is about 20 feet behind you, but hopping as he goes. And then once he sees how much further he is, let's see if it'll be the end of his turn. So he's going to take the Yaquala and try and throw it at you.
Ooh, yeah. Do that.
Oh.
I see it.
Okay, just making sure. So the Yaquala flies out of his hand, and you can feel it making a incision in the cloak, because then it makes a little incision in you.
Yeah. Can I
And-
use deflect missile?
Huh?
I'd like to use deflect missile.
You have your back to it. You want to try and deflect it?
What would that entail?
Technically, you have to be able to see it.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, but I would give you the opportunity. I would let you roll me a perception check to see if you can hear it flying or heard him grunt in a certain way.
that would be about 12.
Okay. So you can hear him grunt. Make me. I would have given it to you on a better roll, but if you give me a acrobatics check, and you roll above a 15, we'll see if you turn around.
16.
All right, so you spin mid-air. Tell me how you, what's, for deflecting, you need to basically just roll a d10, I think.
Just reduce the damage.
Not sure. What?
It's a d10 to reduce the damage, and
Yeah.
you get to add, I believe, your dexterity modifier to it as well.
And
Okay.
If you reduce it to 0, you get to catch it.
You can catch it.
Okay, so
Roll d10.
roll a d10. This is a
Yeah.
d11, right? No.
There's no d11.
There could be, but that's a
I
d12.
don't know things.
That's a 12.
This is a 12. Okay.
It's a
so-
12?
The one she,
yeah, the 10.
Roll the percentile.
Is this the 10?
Yes,
That
this
one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, he's got it.
Okay, so that's a 60.
So you got a 6.
So 6.
okay.
Plus
So,
your whatever.
yeah, I think it's just plus your wisdom, but it might actually be your monk level. Read the feature that's on the next page.
Yeah.
It says
Deflect missile says this reaction I can reduce ranged weapon attack damage done to me. If damage is negated, I catch and may throw it back. It's a monk weapon.
Okay, so how does it reduce it to the?
I got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull it too.
Sorry, that's all it says.
No, it's okay. We'll just the shorthand needs. I need to thicken that a little bit. Bup. All right, so it is. You are going to roll a d10. You got a 6 on it, so add your dexterity modifier.
Plus 4.
Okay, and your monk level is, I believe, 4 as well.
4,
So that'll be 18 damage that you would.
14. 14.
If he has. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking 10 plus
Yeah.
those two. So 18 is the tops. 14 is what you got. So he is going to throw the Aquala, which is going to have, I think, a d6 on it. You heard it, so it's not going to be sneak attack. He's going to get a total of 9. So you actually snatch it out of the air, whirling, and you see him hopping after you. He's a little flabbergasted by the fact that you did that. Oh, wait, no, it was a crit.
So you get to roll a dice again.
So I get to roll the dice again.
Killing me, Rudy.
So it was a 9 before.
Yeah.
So that was a 15. Is that, what was the number? 14?
You got a 14.
Okay, so you are able to contort your body in an attempt to catch it, but the blade portion actually slashes part of your hand. You move your hand back. You only take 1 damage, and it goes clattering down across the street, landing in front of a pair of guards who see that you're there. They have gloves on. They go and they pick it up. They go to offer it to you, and they just reach down and hand it down.
Okay.
You want it?
No.
3,
That's
2.
not mine. That's the big one in there. The hopping one.
They look past him and they're like, what'd you call him?
Throg.
Oh, Throg. Hey, this is yours? And he's like, nope.
This just gets worse and worse.
And they look down and said, it's not yours?
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay. And they're going to hand it down to you. You want it?
Sure.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
That'd be a 22.
Cool. Make me a second one.
That's a crit.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
as he goes to hand it to you, you out of the corner of your eye notice that he has a pair of handcuffs that are coming down to shackle your arm. He misses, and you're able to snatch the Aquala. But now you have a bevy of orcs behind you and the 2 guards in front of you, and it seems to be filling out. You are in the center of a street on the corner of the dive bar, and the crowd is starting to form around you.
Are the guards that came over? Are they the ones guarding the door to get into the?
They're not
the nice
bouncers. They're actual guards. The ones that were on the patrol.
No, I meant
they
like
come
the ones
through
that are
once a
actually
day.
watching the main entrance to the nice part of the port.
No, you're not next to that.
Oh, okay.
You're
All right.
at a dive bar.
I see.
But they
Okay.
are guards from
Gotcha.
Port Nanzaro.
Okay.
Ah, there, my dude.
Yeah. Okay, so I have it.
Here from another.
And then, do I need to use like disengage or something? 'Cause
You are literally in the circle, like in the middle of basically a bunch of orcs and now a bunch of Choltons and like other passerbys are like leaning in to look at you, and the two guards are watching this whole thing kind of like line up around you, and I'm gonna give you one opportunity to do something.
So in that moment, there's all these people. Like I'm just encased in a sea of people now and orcs.
There's you got
There's
probably
no
like
feasible
10
way
feet
to like
around.
jet out of here.
Probably not, but if you, I will let you make some sort of check if you are trying to dart through legs and things. But
Yeah.
basically, right now you see a bunch of orcs around, and it won't go well for you if you fail it. There are a bunch of orcs around there, and the two guards that are actually starting to look a little nervous that all of these people are coming around them. And they keep looking, they look back to you, and they seem to be upset with you and nervous with everybody else being around.
Shady types.
Okay, so they're upset with me. Okay.
You would get the feeling, without much need for insight, that that they are going to be expected to handle you in a certain way based on all of the eyeballs looking at you. And as soon as you make a decision here, we're going to do the thing, and then we're going to get off the air.
Okay.
So I need something soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, these ones, I got lost. I was trying to find my way into the city and do the band so they would know that I am registered in the city, and these ones are attacking me, and these ones, I'm lost. I'm trying to find my way to the port.
You puff your chest out again?
No, that was just for dramatic.
Okay. In the bar?
What?
You came from the bar.
Yeah, I was just asking for directions.
Is that true?
No, I didn't hear any directions.
He didn't give me a chance to ask. Then he's throwing things at me.
Pull your hood back. I thought it was odd that a dwarf had a green, or a gnome had green beard. That I'm used to them, especially the foresty types, having a little bit of refuse in the beard, but an entire beard? Okay, you're coming with us. And that's where we're going to stop it for today. We will pick up there next time, and in the meantime, let's just fire off two quick raffles.
Raffle.
And those raffles will be we will give away Neverwinter mounts for the Xbox or the PS4. So this is your last chance to go ahead and click in the raffle buttons. So exclamation point raffle.
Raffle?
And we will be back tomorrow, or not tomorrow. We will be back next Wednesday. Don't forget to check out Sirens of the Realms, which is on Tuesdays. And if you missed last night's literal performance, I mean, this thing was incredible. They sing, I won't say they dance per se, but they get a little shindig thing going on. It's really fun to watch. So if you guys get an opportunity, you should check that out, absolutely. We, as in Maze Arcana, will be streaming our Eberron show, Orphan Echo, from the Twitch main stage. We will also be up there with a couple of other live streams like Dice Camera Action and Hyper RPG, I think, is going to be up on that too.
I think so.
Satine? Yeah?
C-Team.
Oh, the C
C-Team
team.
is.
Oh,
Spinning
so
Arcade C-Team.
good bit of D&D. You could probably just tune into that all day. Let's see. Ours is on Friday. I think C Team is Saturday, and Dice Camera Action is on Sunday. So just come hang out with us. We'll have a special guest that's Start on Rain. So if you have been following the stream, you might know who that is.
If you look at our tweets in the past, you might know who that is.
Maybe. And we will just fire off those raffles right now. Let's see. TwitchCon I hit. That's on Friday. We're at 3:30 p.m. Pacific. And then come back Tuesday for Sirens of the Realms and Wednesday for this show right here. Find out what happens to that guy and what the half-dragon wants to do to that guy and what
And will
she's
I
going to be
ever
mixing.
wake up?
Neither
Yes.
of us are doing much right now.
What is she going to be doing?
I have an idea what she's going to be doing.
And we will have another person joining the cast. And what does that mean? For why and whom and what part do they play?
And how?
As we fill out the cast piece by piece and wait for one of them to pass.
Is that necessary?
Thanks, Wormwood.
So I'll hit the raffle buttons while you guys say who you are and where they can find you, starting this time with Sieg. And Kim, you can just roll straight into it this time.
Yes.
Signeutron. You can find me on Instagram at Signeutron and Twitter, and also my Twitch, twitch.tv/Signeutron.
Hi, I'm Kim Horcher. You can, I have all different names on all different platforms, but if you search me, you'll find me because I'm the only one. And I host a show called Nerd Alert. It's a talk show, and it's every day.
Nerd alert.
Hi guys, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything, including Twitch. I stream most days. And I also have a coffee line that I would love if you would check out, DodgerCoffeeCo.com. We do cold brew and beans. And yeah, that's it.
It's good stuff.
Thank you.
I'm Kyle Vogt. You can find me on Twitter at Kyle Vogt. You can find me on Instagram at Kyle.Vogt and on Facebook at KyleVogt.fanpage.
All right, so our raffle winners. Numero uno. First winner is Fuyu, F-U-Y-U-1. Fuyu1.
Fuyu.
The second one is Skies on Fire.
Yay.
And Skies on Fire.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Who is not following yet, but I'm gonna guess maybe wants to after that.
That'd be good to
Maybe
get a
you
message
should.
to people.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna, M-Y-L. It looks like my L-K, like Q-U-E. Toast.
Milk
Milk
toast.
toast.
Very smart.
Yay, milk toast.
Yeah.
Yay.
That was a little too punny for some people.
Yeah, but you're the master. So, and the last is Cherryzard 34.
Charizard.
Cherries are nice.
I got it. It's cute.
Yeah, that one I got.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to contact me at RudyWoot, I will get you a mount for the Neverwinter game or a code for Idle Champions on the PC. The Neverwinter mount is a special one-time only release commemorating the launch of Tomb of Annihilation. And so please let me know if you are a PlayStation 4 player or an Xbox One player. The Idle Champions game is for PC. So let me know what you do, and I'll get that to you. We should get the address of the raffle winner from earlier for Das
Brick.
Das Brick. And we have other giveaways and stuff we're doing all the time. Like I said, if you get to tune in for TwitchCon, or if you can make it, we literally have thousands of dollars of prizes, big prizes
And
that are
if you
going to be out.
catch us on Friday on TwitchCon, you can see a quick follow-up on Sunday, 2 days later.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
We may do a prequel on that day.
Oh.
We may play one of the other games that Wizards sends us or something.
Oh.
We haven't fully decided yet, mostly because there's a wedding that we have to attend on
that
Saturday.
Yes.
Of-
The remains of the wedding may be a little bit hard.
Yeah.
Like us.
Yes,
some
like you
characters
two.
today.
Exactly.
But that's on Maze Arcana, if
Yep.
you want to see that.
So thanks for coming to hang out with us, and contact me. Is there anything else? Oh, let's see.
Thanks,
Real fast thank you is to Wormwood for supplying us with little dice trays so that we can make some nice fun dice rolls and keep them on the table. DDO is one of our big sponsors for the Orphan Echo stream, the Eberron stream, and we have a code right now that you can get a couple of free things, a free chest, some little follower kind of thing, and the code for that is Arkanites with an S, which is very close